that's still the wrong screen. How did that... Something's screwbally here. Somehow my capture sources ended up wrong, but I'll fix that as we go once I remember which one the actual gameplay is on. And the worst part is, before I started today, I tested this. And I thought I marked the right ones. Apparently I didn't. Apparently I fucked up. God damn it. I'm gonna let the intro scene play again so you guys get to actually see it properly instead of tiny while I make sure that I am correct in what my sources are. Oh, I see what I did. I labeled this one wrong. That's why this makes no sense. I forgot to relabel this after using it for a specific purpose before. Because I still had it labeled from when I was showing off Guilty Gear Dust Strikers. So it was still labeled just for that and not telling me which screen that was. And that's why everything was all screwbally. I don't know why the cropping changed, though, because that should not have changed. The window didn't change. But... we'll just, like, adjust that like so. There we go. Fixed it. Everything's fine. Well, yeah. By tested, I mean I started it up and loaded the old save to see where screens were, and then apparently completely blanked on labeling them correctly. Because I'm good at this.
The Staleni, an age of lawlessness and chaos, where man
Audio could do with going up a little bit, though.
and might prevails over right. This remote planet on the frontier is no exception.
That should be good.
From time
Let me know if that's loud or not.
The Dark Tribe, a group of vampires, has struck fear into humanity and threatened mankind. Now, with the help of a new power obtained from the
Because I don't want it to be too loud, but I don't want it to be quiet either.
The Parasol, an environmental manipulation system, and summoned an alien sky to rid the world of light. Beneath its shadow, the hopes and dreams of an entire planet have slipped into darkness. However, from within that darkness, two young heroes emerge. One, wielding the legendary Dark Sword, fights a never-ending battle against the vampires. The other, whose power has yet to awaken, holds the essence of the sun within his very heart. The story of these two boys is about to begin.
And there you go, there's your plot. Planet full of vampires with artificial sky so that vampires can walk around whenever they want. And two kids are gonna try to take them down. There you go. That's your plot synopsis at the moment. We're gonna have a pretty hefty dialogue here at the beginning as well. Drinking away the morning, eh? Nice life you got there. Hey, same to you. What else are you supposed to do in a place like this? Makes no difference if it's morning or not, day or night, sky's always dark. You said it. Just how longer do we have to put up with this darkness anyway? That's not even the half of it. Apparently, the Margrave's manhunt's starting up again. The fellow can't even roam around in peace anymore. They say he's got the power to control flame. Thanks to him, this town's gotten real lonely. If I'm gonna get killed over that vampire's stupid game, I'd rather they just slap a collar on me and ship me off to live in the cursed city. Hey, don't be ridiculous. Nobody would willingly subject themselves to a life like that. Well, it's better than sitting around this ghost town. Spending the entire time living in fear, isn't it? So wait, you're saying that being collared like a slave and having your blood sucked dry beats living here? Before you know it, you'll be undead just like the rest. At least I'll be safe until then. What, you'd rather be burnt to cinders by the Margrave? Well, there's a problem with that idea from the word go, Snork. They can't leave. There's no way off the planet. It currently. Is presumably said vampires also control the only transportation on and off, and they've got everybody pretty much under lock and key so far. So they can't really run off more than they let them. Seems to be the power dynamic here. A vampire that can control flame. Doesn't sound like our man. And so now what? Well, even if that's not him, he's still the best lead we've got. At the very least, we should be able to get a clue as to where to go next. Let's go, Nero. I know the voice lines for him are a little higher, but I wouldn't be able to maintain that, so we're gonna go with that voice for our boy here. Besides, he's edgy enough that that voice fits. Monsters, that didn't take long. Well, this is a vampire's lair, after all. Conflict is pretty much inevitable. This was a DS game, originally. I don't think it ever got a re-release either. That's why there has to be 2 screens. And yes, I do have the screen arrangement. Yeah, the Nintendo DS, the original one. Yeah. The weird thing with 2 screens, had a touch screen, you know, that thing. The portable system that you fold up. Eventually got upgraded to the 3DS, that one. Well, upgraded in air quotes, depending on who you talk to. It was kind of a mixed result there, a little bit. I'm just kind of skipping over that entire tutorial bit there because we went through that tutorial when we were doing the whole thing before. And that'd be a lot of extra voice acting that we don't really need to do. But yeah, the DS had a lot of very good games on there. Those that I've ever heard talk about this game talk about it very fondly, and I enjoyed the little bit I played when I was younger, and then most of what I played when I showed a bunch of DS games off last week. There was a section at the end of the show-off section that I was not the happiest with, but we'll get through it. To dash, press the control pad twice in any given direction, but beware, dashing consumes energy, and any damage taken while dashing is doubled. Don't think about it, Snork. This is a teenager wielding a magic sword that he's never used before. He doesn't know what he's doing. Treasure chest. There might be something useful in there, you know? To open a treasure chest, walk up to it and press the A button. You do know how to open boxes, right? You've used your hands before. You know, look in your bag. You're the one who put them there. I'm sure you understand what you have. Well, yeah, somebody would just have to point a blade out in your general direction and you'll just cut yourself open for them. I've explained that to people in the past, too. But you know, it's a video game. They gotta make it look flashy. With the size of this blade, it's probably heavy enough that he's having trouble always controlling it anyway. Plus or minus magic things. So, the spin may or may not be a factor of just letting the weight take him occasionally. Ah, another traveler. Haven't seen you around here before, have I? You look like a swordsman to me. What business have you got here? Wait a minute. You're not here to rescue the poor souls the Margrave took prisoner, are you? In that case, give me a hand. The name's Bay. I'm a gunslinger from the Akuna Guild. Hard to believe a gunslinger from the guild would get held up by something like this. Sorry, I work alone. Hey, wait! Fuck your boxes. You moron, do you want him to find us? Is there a problem with that? If someone, anyone, gets in my way, I take him down, plain and simple. Who on earth are you? I'm just gonna leave him as Lucian, because I can't be bothered to type anything today. Same as when we did the sampler. My name is Lucian. I'm a vampire hunter. Lucian? Where have I heard that name before? Oh well, we can worry about that later. Thanks to you, it's just a matter of time before they come looking for us. If you're that intent on causing a ruckus, I may as well use it to my advantage. See you around, Lucian. No idea. You know as much as I do about this kid right now. It might be explained in the manual, but I honestly don't remember. It's equally likely that he has an eye patch because edgy character. Who knows? It's been just long enough that I don't remember the layout of either this area or the other one we did, but I'll figure it out. It's not complicated. You can save your progress by going to the save screen. It's almost like saving is an integral part of video games. Crazy concept, really. Anyway, moving right along. And just to demonstrate, I have to go over here and do this, and then press buttons on the controller in order to save. The touchscreen integration of this game is going to be the one thing that's going to annoy me here and there. Oh yeah, usually there's at least like character blurbs and such that give you basic backgrounds on the characters. But from what I remember of what I played of this, some of his backstory kind of comes out as we go anyway, so it'll sort itself out. And I'm pretty confident that the tutorials give most of the information that you need mechanically, so I'm not too worried about that either. Half vampire wouldn't be a shock, considering that would be the exact kind of thing that this would go for, especially wielding the magic of a weapon called the Dark Sword. It would just fit entirely too well. Great, more enemies. Why don't you test out your guarding skills, Lucian? Use the B button to block things. You know, don't get hit in the face. Well, it's more of a flying cat, not a bat. It just looks like a bat in the little sprite down there. But do be careful. Getting hit in the face hurts a lot, and if you miss with the shield, it means you're going to get hit. Don't do that. Oh yeah, and you will get tired as you're blocking. It's probably not a good idea to sit there and keep eating hits. Fair enough. I mean, what is a bat but a flying mammal anyway? And what is a flying cat but a flying mammal? So really, at the end of the day, they're not that different anyway. There we go. Completely ignore the blocking tutorial because the thing they expected me to block's a chump, and we'll just move right along. Do 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 do. Okay, get used to him just yelling things like darkness and things like that, because he quite literally is powered by darkness with the dark sword and everything. Like I said, quite edgy. Ooh, the power of the shadows. Woo. Fear me. I suppose to a certain degree it's fighting fire with fire to fight vampires with darkness. I'm just gonna tank these hits. I don't need to block. There's no reason to bother with it. There we go, we gained a level.
Yeah.
It looks like you've leveled up. You're actually becoming competent. What a world we live in. When you defeat enemies, you earn experience. It's almost like learning by doing is a thing, which go towards increasing your level. Each time your level goes up, you get status points. Do remember to spend them unlike last time. These can be used to raise your ability levels and increase your performance. You'll never grow wings and be as good as me, but you know, it'll be fine. You'll figure something out, I'm sure. Vitality, which makes you not die. Spirit, which makes you better at swinging things. And skill, which makes you hit harder. Just, you know, be better. I could explain better, but I'm a cat. I don't really care. So don't forget all about them, okay? And of course, you know, I did that whole joke and then promptly didn't spend my stat points, but it's okay. I remembered after I walked through the door. Neat thing here is we can actually destroy these statues. I'm not one to pass up free experience after all. There's one mildly annoying thing that I'll point out after we finish this area, is it will become very apparent at that point. I'm also trying to give the game a chance to prove it wrong after what we experienced last time, in the hopes that that's true. It's important to back up that concept, especially when somebody's framed as being like experienced and all of that, and then they start as a basic bitch with no anything. It's like, oh, this experienced adventurer is going off and doing another thing, but they suck at everything. Suddenly. What a shame. It's like, at least give them amnesia or send them to do something they haven't done before or something. Have an excuse, please. Honestly, no idea. Like, you can assume that he's new to doing this, but he has a reputation already. So, there's a hole there. There's a chance some of that gets explained as we go. Like, I know he's not that familiar with his sword yet, because I think he found it only recently. I remember that being brought up as a thing. But the timetables for a lot of those things aren't really made clear. But it's also something we're not really meant to be thinking too much about, I don't think. I think it's more of a matter of like, yep, this is a thing, just move on, please. Lever switches can be pulled and pushed by attacking them. Because why would you grab them? Grabbing them would be silly. That would involve stopping swinging your sword for a minute. Just, you know, swing a sword at it. It'll work out. You totally won't shear the lever off or anything. With your magic super sharp sword that apparently can hit anything and everything, including ghosts. What's over here, though? Oh, right, we can't go this way yet. Okay, good. I at least don't have to hit the lever again. Just destroying that statue again on principle. But yeah, for those that don't remember from last time, every time you walk out of a screen and walk back in again, everything respawns. Yeah, that's the thing. If people didn't treat him as if he had a reputation, I would accept the fact that he hadn't done much till now. But since everybody treats him as this like solo vampire hunter or with some experience, you'd think he'd have a level or two behind him. And the argument could be made that they're just scaling off of the stance of he's getting better at it and it's just starting from this point. Like level 1 for him is different from level 1 for somebody who's not done anything. But that always gets a bit weird too. Look at me with my crazy complicated build of hit harder. I know I said when I was doing the showcase that I probably would do something different when we did it for real, and well, everybody should have known that was gonna be a lie. Exactly. A sun crystal. Sun crystals are formed from the solar energy stored deep within the Earth. As you know, that's where solar energy goes. It doesn't stay with the sun. No, it's down here, buried in the ground. Don't ask why. The ground absorbs it like nutrients. It's delicious, as it turns out. Or so the plants tell me. Which, talking to plants is weird. I don't recommend it. All they talk about is the sun and water. They have very one-track minds. Don't bother. Ta-da! You found a shirt. Looks like you've just got an accessory. Why the accessory's a shirt is beyond even me. Don't ask. An accessory is a piece of equipment that adds certain effects to your abilities. Once you equip it to your body, your shield is an accessory that you equip on your arm, but beyond that, you can equip accessories on your head, upper body, and your lower body. No, you don't put them on your finger. They're not rings. Stop that. You can change accessories at the accessory screen of the menu. Why don't you try on the accessory you just got? See if it fits somehow. Would be a miracle, but you never know. Hey, what do you know? This bodysuit is just conveniently his size. Somehow somebody just expected an edgy teen to roll up through here. Which leads to a lot more questions, and I'm just not going to dig into those questions. Oh, good timing, Lucian. I had no idea that thing would be the gatekeeper. It's almost like vampires would have monsters to guard things or something. No one would have expected that. I think it'd be wiser to choose another entrance. Let's split up and search for one, shall we? No, thanks. What? I told you. If someone gets in my way, I take him down. Oh, come on. Hey, wait a second. I'm gonna go kick its ass now, bye. Yeah, that's always such a weird thing. One size fits all armor. I I'm swinging one too many times. I need to get the rhythm back. There we go. Stun him, then beat the ever-living hell out of him. Nope, too many again. It's very easy to end up hitting the button too many times, because he really isn't much of a threat even if you let him hit you. And she thought this was some big problem, and I'm just literally just sitting here face tanking it and winning. Like, it really calls into question how good the gunslingers from that guild are if they're scared of just a simple little manticore, which isn't even a proper manticore, I don't think. That was incredible, Lucian. Huh? Lucian? The vampire hunter Lucian. Now I remember. The Dark Swordsman on a mission to hunt down every last vampire by himself. You're a fucking idiot. That's you, isn't it? Well, I guess you really are as skilled as the rumors say. And as reckless. It's not enough. I won't be able to beat him with this kind of power. Like I said, edgy. You know, the creative name of, hey, he wields the Dark Sword. Let's just call him the Dark Swordsman. To be fair, it probably sounds better in Japanese. At least that's the lie I'm gonna tell myself. I have no choice. I must become stronger. Yeah, you'd be no match for him right now. That dark sword of yours still hasn't revealed its true powers after all. Why don't you work with me, Lucian? If the two of us joined forces, we'd have no problem rescuing the Margaret's prisoners. It's pointless. They won't even fight back against the vampires, so what will saving them accomplish? I only fight for one person, and that's me. Me and my sword. Oh, and my talking cat. But I don't fight for him, he just kind of hangs out. Lucian.
Mia?
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Not her again, I swear she never leaves me alone. What is it now, Sunflower Girl? Oh, come on, Lucian. Quit being such a sourpuss. My name's Alice, alright? Why did you write it down or something? And here I thought you got your memory back. Sheesh. Anyway, it looks like the gatekeeper's gone, so buck up a bit, would you? Snooping on me again? Yeah, you get used to Alice after a bit, or you just die inside. Either way, it kind of is a thing. Classy as always. What? You're the one who insists on fighting vampires. I'm just monitoring you for your sake. Hey, that's your prerogative. My sole objective is to hunt them down. If you're that eager to help, I'm not about to complain. Except you just did, but you know, we don't need to talk about that. Anyway, what do you want? Well, whatever. It's about this Margrave you're about to face. From what I can tell, he's on a different level than the other foes you've battled. Also, you'll notice amnesia was mentioned, or memory at the very least. That is one excuse probably used for why he starts the adventure at level 1. Is, you know, of course, mysterious swordsman with no memory. Unique storytelling. And I know I'm picking on it a bunch. I do genuinely like this game, but it's very easy to pick on this writing. I know it's important that you level up and all, but isn't it about time you powered up your weapon and stuff too? And how do I do that? It's not like I can just go visit a blacksmith. It's a magic fucking sword, lady. Why don't you ask Professor Sheridan about it? I know he's a bit of a kooky character, you know, much like the rest of us, really. But when it comes to alchemy, he's an absolute genius. He ought to be able to cook up something for you. I mean, you would think those would exist in this world, too. Professor Sheridan. Marked his location on your map. If you're gonna go and see him, be sure to tell him I said hi, okay? Good luck out there. All right, Nero, let's head for Sheridan's mansion. Yeah. I mean, that's true. But who knows how long ago that was made, or who made it, or if it even was made on this planet. Hey! Later. I'm out. Gotta go be edgy elsewhere now.
May I help you?
You? Eh? No, it's impossible. She can't be alive. Besides, upon closer inspection, she looks nothing like her anyway. Sorry, I thought you were someone else. My name is Lucian. Sunflower Girl sent me. I'm sorry, but the professor isn't seeing any guests at the moment. If you could kindly excuse yourself, please. Not so fast. I need more power. Power to defeat that tyrant. I'm sorry, lady, but I'll have to force my way in if I must. And there he went, edging his way past her.
What? Who are you?
As you can tell by the sounds, they're having a great and polite meeting right now. I heard about you from Sunflower Girl. She said you know quite a bit about alchemy, Professor Sheridan. So you know Alice. I tell you, no good ever came from being around that girl. We can talk about her later. Right now, there's something I want to show you. Could it be the legendary Dark Sword? Wherever did you find this? I can't say for sure, but I heard it was excavated from some lunar ruins. That's what Sunflower Girl said anyway. Alice, this sword was created in the Age of Antiquity by the Dark Tribe. The very same Dark Tribe you're stabbing with it, by the way. It's a really weird bit of irony there. Don't worry too much about it. However, after all these years, it seems to have lost its inherent abilities. It's almost like it rusted or something. But it shouldn't rust, it's magic. Magic's weird. Is there any way to restore its power? With my vast knowledge of alchemy, it shouldn't be an impossible task. But to power up this weapon, we'll need to gather the appropriate materials. For this to work, we'll need some iron, because I gotta, just bang a new edge on it. It's gotten rather dull. And some solvent, because I just gotta glue the iron on there. Don't worry about it. I clearly know what I'm talking about. That should cover it. If you want to power up your sword, come back here after you've gathered all the materials. Some of them won't be easy to locate, but be vigilant. Take it slow and you'll find them. Feel free to stop by if you need anything else. I might just be able to help you. I'll make sure Carmilla knows all about you, too. Carmilla? My maid, you met her earlier? She's working through a few, shall we say, issues. So please forgive her if she's a little rigid with you. Rigor mortis and all that. Just make sure you're a bit more quiet next time, okay? I don't think these old nerves can handle another entrance like that. I'll try my best. Well then, I'd best be getting back to my research.
Let us meet again.
I look forward to our next encounter, Lucian. So, you can power up your weapon. It doesn't exactly sound like an easy task. Well, at least we know how to do it now. It's a start. Anyway, back to the hunt. Hold up, Lucian. Before we go, let's stop by Akuna one more time. Exactly. You just glue more sword on your sword to have more sword. It'll be a good idea to stock up on items while we can. Maybe we can find some of those materials for powering up your weapon, too. It really sounds like you just gave us a grocery list for basic shit, after all. I'm sure we can find it in a store. On the world map, slide the stylus across the bottom of the screen to move the map around. You know how to use a goddamn map, why am I telling you this? And tap twice on a town or a dungeon to move to it. Don't ask how we get there, it just works. Open the map, press the start button. You've done this before, don't forget. And yeah, they actually expect you to drag the map around to get places. They want us to go back to Akuna, and we actually will go back here right quick. Because, ironically enough, Hey there.
What do you want?
They voiced most of that. I'll leave that alone. That's happened a few times. A sword wielding swords. Were the legs swords as well by chance? Because I've seen that too, where a sword with sword legs was wielding a sword that was also having a couple of other swords attached and spinning around it. And no, I'm not joking. This is actually a thing that I've seen. That might sound like a bit, but sadly it isn't. There we go. We can just buy iron here. So why we wouldn't just buy steel and skip the iron step is beyond me. Let's see, what can we get here? We can get headgear and a green leaf cape, both of which exorbitantly expensive. Sir, you are committing highway robbery, and good day. Being the only game in town, I guess, makes him able to charge whatever prices he wishes, though. I mean, that's business as usual.
Welcome.
The more you think about these things, the worse it gets. Welcome to the Solar Bank. My name is Laura, and I work here as a bank teller. Allow me to explain how our service operates. Any soul obtained by our clients is automatically deposited here into the Solar Bank. Think of the bank as your own personal wallet. It's really advanced compared to just opening your wallet and giving people cash. We don't do that anymore. If you wish to use your soul to charge the solar station in here, you can use the stations found in dungeons around the world to fill up your energy with the soul you've deposited. Our bank also has a storehouse with which to leave your items and accessories in. You can only hold so many items and accessories in your bag, so please feel free to use our storehouse as often as you like. We are charging you for it after all. You're what? Furthermore, any items or accessories you receive that you cannot carry by yourself are automatically stored in a storage box located here on site. Don't ask how we get them. We're following you around. It's a little weird to talk about. Just go with it. It'll be fine. However, you can only have one of any item or accessory in the box at any one time. If you want to collect the same item or accessory multiple times, you'll have to remember to take one from the box before another can be placed inside. Once you've freed up some space in your bag, go to your storage box to pick them up. This concludes my explanation of the services we offer here. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. Thank you very much.
What can I do for you? Certainly, sir.
But yeah, you can take from your bank and put into solar stations however much energy you feel you're gonna need. 500 being in there is gonna be plenty.
What would you like?
Is they don't explain this right now, which is a little bit weird. You would think this would be explained at the time. Yeah, exactly. They're just kind of following us around, picking up the scraps. Which is probably how they make their money, honestly. They probably take a bit off the top when you're not looking. But yeah, those solar stations allow you to recharge your energy meter at them. But for some reason, you can go to the bank before that's explained. And the thing that I'm mildly annoyed by is enemies can drop items, but for some reason, the first time you enter that first area, they drop nothing. Unless I've been extremely unlucky, all 3 times I've played that initial area, which seems highly unlikely, it seems they are mechanically incapable of dropping any of the junk items or anything like that. For reasons. So you can't preemptively get any of the stuff you would need to get that sword upgrade. Which just seems a bit silly. But on the whole, it's fine. It's just one of those things that's like, but why though? There's actually something over here in the bar I want to show off too before we head out. Is this game does have a bestiary. Getting to it's a little interesting.
What can I do for you? You got it. What would you
No. It's not talk to people, it's the info broker.
Hey!
Well, you've arrived. They totally don't look like somebody we know at all or anything. They are completely in impenetrable disguise. absolutely impenetrable, unfathomable disguise. Who am I? I'm an info broker. You know, I buy and sell information and stuff. Oh, but don't you worry. I'm not about to charge my fee to the famed Dark Swordsman of all people. Huh? You surprised? Well, don't be. I'd be a pretty sorry info broker if I didn't know who you were, wouldn't I? Anyway, though, I need your help. I'm looking to gather as much info as I can about this little war you're waging. Once we set that up, you can come to me to get info on a variety of topics, like the monsters you fought, the quests you've received, and so on. How about it? Ain't a bad deal, eh? If you're good with it, then I'm good with it. This is gonna be fun.
What's up?
But yeah, here's your bestiary for the game, and this is also how I know these things are capable of dropping items, because it lists the items they drop, but we didn't get any of them. And if I only did the intro stage once, I'd be like, okay, maybe I just got unlucky and didn't get any. Doing it 3 times between the 3 times I've played this game now, and never seeing a single item drop, that seems impossible. Like, it's just one of those incongruities that I'm just like, but why? And yeah, I do know why. It's to make you have to actually follow in line with their mechanics. Also, they call it an antlion, and that just hurts me. I feel like that
Yeah? What do you need?
is just like dodgy translation or something, and now I've got the hiccups.
See you later.
What would you like?
But anyway, that's all we needed here. I just wanted to show off that there is in fact a bestiary for those that want to know what things drop and how to get things. That information is there. And of course the ad break's coming up just in time for me to go running back to go get the solvent and such. So really, I guess I could go back to the area we were in already, or I could go forward. Arguably, since the ad break's running, I should just... Well, the ad break is starting in a couple minutes here. It keeps fucking with me because I read incoming ad break, and for some reason, every time my eyes trick me and tell me that that's the ad break timer running, because it starts the timer around the same time. I mean, we've only just started this adventure. There's a reality in which they might start hunting us back, for all we know. They'd be smart to do so. Though, given what I've seen of the vampires of this world, them being smart really isn't in the cards too much. Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go forward. Because we'll get what we need here, and I'm gonna have to run back through it more than once anyway.
Yeah.
Something's not right here. This vampire won't be like the ones we've dealt with in the past. Lucian, you'll have to make use of my power, the power of the Dark Terrennial. Hold the L button. Don't put it on your fort. No, no. Don't call me or yourself a loser. That's pointless. Stop that. And press up and down on the control pad to cycle through the Terrennial icons displayed in the lower left corner of the top screen. Choose my icon and your attacks will be enhanced with the Dark element. You would think the Dark Sword would have that already, but no it doesn't. It's just a sword right now. Choose a non-active icon and your attacks will return to being unenhanced as before. Elemental attacks consume energy from the ENE gauge. What that stands for, it doesn't stand for anything. We just couldn't fit energy. Don't talk about it too much. But if you attack an enemy with an element it's susceptible to, you'll be able to deal out additional damage. It's almost like them being weak to it actually hurts. Never would have figured that out without me telling you. Every enemy has its own elemental alignment, so experiment to find out the most effective method of attack for each one you meet. You have obtained the power of the Dark Terrennial Nero, as if you didn't already have it when he's been following you around the entire time.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, now you'll notice our sword has gotten even edgier. I'm not really going to be using it too much because it's a waste of energy to use it on these guys, but I figured I'd show that off for a moment. And the enemies in here are, as you might imagine, slightly stronger because they're higher level versions of what we were already fighting. I guess it... No, if it was antimatter, there'd be much more dramatic results. I'm actually not sure if the enemies in here are weak to it. I don't know how the calculations work out, so it may just be that it's doing more damage just because it enhances up and then their resistance takes account but doesn't actually lower it enough. Because it may be that these guys just have like no resistance to speak of because they're just trash mobs. Though it would make a certain degree of sense for them to actually be weak to darkness, considering they're being led by a vampire. Being weak to something a vampire would have access to would make logical sense, because it then makes their minions easier to keep under control. Is the threat of them being weak to their master's element would ever be looming over their head. I did not intend for him to turn around there, but, well, you know, these things happen. Map screen, yep. That's how apps work, yep. Yep. Kind of them to have an auto-mapping feature. Yeah, if you're expecting the combat system to change, it won't quite yet. There we go, we got an item. Now, another thing about the junk item system, and... Wait, didn't we pick an item up? Oh wait, no, we're in the accessory bag at the moment. There we go. We don't know what they are, but the mistake I made last time is you just use it as soon as you find it, and you can identify them. For example, we just found a piece of iron. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but didn't we already buy iron? You'd think you'd know what iron is, since you already bought iron. But there is an argument where it might be in like a weird form, like a misshapen chunk of something. So it doesn't look like iron right now, and then you fiddle it around and realize, oh yeah, that's iron. But I don't know. And yeah, it doesn't take much antimatter to make a big boom, which is exactly why I'm like, no, there's no way that that's equivalent at all. Because this castle would have been gone by now with one good swing. Lucian, have you noticed your new gauge yet? Take a good look up there, or below your energy gauge. That's the TRC trance gauge. Yeah, that one. The trance gauge builds up as your emotional levels increase during battle. Once the gauge reaches its peak, if you have me selected, the trance button will appear in the lower left corner of the bottom screen. That one. Yeah, the one that's blinking there and says touch me. That one. Touch this button to merge with me and enter into trance mode. You can't attack with weapons while in trance mode. Instead, you'll find an array of powerful special attacks at your disposal. The B button lets loose the Dark Claw attack, the very creatively named one, yes, that one, which slices and dices any nearby enemies. The Y button performs the Dark Fang, a concentrated attack on a single enemy. The successful Dark Fang strike steals the life from your enemy and converts it into your own. You are literally being a vampire, and, you know, try not to think about that part too hard either. You can turn it into a chain attack by tapping the Y button repeatedly. Once you enter trance mode, your trance gauge will gradually decrease with time. As soon as it reaches 0, trance mode is over. Use it wisely, and you can unleash powers that surpass even those of your dark sword. It's almost like you should throw that away, tiny little toothpick. When the chance arises, wield it and win. Yeah, exactly. An antimatter sword would have caused a greater cataclysm than these vampires turning day to night. I'd ever would have. There we go. Find some healing sprites. Ah, get off my head. That's all these things do, by the way, is they just hop on you and make you sit there and keep attacking. Which would be dangerous if anything else was anywhere near them. I'm going to end up touching a lot of things by accident in this game as I get used to the range, or kind of lack thereof, that Lucian has. You would think with how much of a decent-sized sword the Dark Sword is, we'd have more reach, but he's not really swinging efficiently as far as reach goes. I don't know why that was layered over, or that pillar aside from for visibility. I don't know how that didn't hit him, but you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna be going out of my way to kill everything right now, though, because we're gonna need as much material as we can get our hands on. So I would like to upgrade our sword. There's a skylight up there. Listen, Lucian, your energy gauge is a measure of the dark energy coursing through your body. At night, you can press the A button under the moonlight to replenish dark energy. There's just one problem. The moonlight doesn't reach indoors naturally. In that case, you'll have to gather the light that comes through these skylights. When underneath the skylight, you can recharge your energy just as you would outside. Of course, depending on the weather, the moon may not always be visible. It's your responsibility to watch your energy reserves and recharge when you can. Darkness. It's not imprisoning me for a change. And yeah, that's pretty much making the point there, yeah. I remember initially thinking when I first played this when I was younger that 25 meant I had 25 shields. Hey Zeno, how's it going? Yeah. See the counter in the bottom right corner there, Snork. You get 25 hits on the shield before your guard meter runs out. I used to think that was just a finite amount of durability or a finite number of shields for some reason. Back when I first played this. Which absolutely made no sense, but you know, that's just where our brain was at back when I was younger. Because even if it makes no sense, sometimes that's true in a video game anyway. Let's see what that item is. Lens. Not on my list of things I need, but you know what? I'm glad to have it, because I'm sure I'll need it later. And that's fair, Zeno. I understand being bored. Let's see. What I really should do is just focus on that room we were in before, where the zombies were, so I could get at the solvent, because I think they're the ones that drop it. I remember farming them a bunch when we did the showcase in order to get the sword upgrade. I mean, I feel like we know exactly how well that usually works out there, Zeno. Where you try to do something silly and I come back with something just as silly, if not sillier, and then we're both confused. There we go. Break down all the statues. Fair enough. Look at that skeleton. He dodged my attack. What a rude boy he is. Just as well that he's in pieces now. I should probably spend my stat points again. There we go. I'll actually put that into spirit because we have enough to purchase spirit with that one. Otherwise, it absolutely was just going to be more attack, because we all know that's exactly what I was going to do. It can always get sillier. There's always room for it to get sillier. Like, I didn't even point at it, but let's remember that the satellite system that they're using to block the sun is literally called the parasol system. I'm just gonna point that one out because I glossed over it earlier. So, you know, basically the planet just has a goddamn high-tech umbrella going on over it. You ignore the concept of logic, and there you go. That's how you make a slow-shooting laser. One solvent, two solvent. Okay, we can go get our sword upgrade now. We got much luckier on the drops this time. That doesn't mean I won't kill some more of them just because I'm here. I guess, you know, they're already dead, technically, so I'm not really killing them. I'm more freeing them from their eternal torment. Well, then again, they might actually have a good life here. We don't know. We don't know what this Margrave does in his off time other than hunt humans. These zombies might enjoy watching him hunt humans, for all we know. And I guess to put a more intelligent spin on the answer or thought there, or with the slow-moving laser, it may just look like a laser and isn't actually made of light, thus creating a projectile that behaves under certain circumstances similarly to a laser and looks similar, perhaps? Like some kind of slow-flying plasma or something? Yeah, exactly.
Would you like?
And I've certainly seen plenty of instances where people were happy or undead, so that's always a thing as well. There we go, 5 more strength. And if I bring him 4 more solvent and 7 more iron, we can upgrade it again. And you'll notice it actually gets a name thing down there. I think that's exactly how that works, is it changes into different weapons the more you enhance it.
How can I help you?
Like in that case, I think it starts to gain its identity once it hits level 3, because you're awakening it further and further. No, not that one. That one. Did I want to... No, I don't need to stop off in town at all. I debated going back to the inn to heal up what little damage we took, and I thought about it further and went, no, why bother? I will save, though. This part of the game gives away healing often enough that I'm not really concerned about having any missing health at the moment. As long as I don't do anything too stupid. there's a part of me that is willing to grab the extra solvent in order to make the next sword upgrade, but I don't really feel any need to, because we've already fought the boss of this area in the showcase I did for this, and we've already proven that he's not that big a deal. I mean, I could end up dying after saying all of this. Yes, this is a reality that could happen. But bear in mind, I have the context to work off of having done this recklessly once already without much issue. So, I don't anticipate there being any serious problems here. And if the situation gets dire, I am carrying healing items, so it's not really a big issue there either. I can just eat a piece of green candy and be back in business if it gets bad. Yeah, I don't see any need to grind at the moment. If we're still in here somehow when the ad break comes around, I might just stand around in a room and re-kill things a few times just to pass the ad time, but other than that, I'm not really gonna go out of my way to grind unless there's something I actively want. Like, as it stands, I'm just kind of trotting my way back to where we were. I could sprint all the way there, but I figured clearing on the way there will keep us from needing to grind later. Or at least reduce the amount of grind needed later. Because given the prices of things in the town, I feel like money is going to be a problem at times. You don't need to remind me. My hubris has gotten me killed many a time. We know this. In case you haven't realized, a chunk of my brand is dying to my own hubris. It wouldn't be funny if it didn't happen. Now here's a question. Did you just have that clip ready to go there, Snork, or did you actually have to go find it? Because that is a very specific clip. Clean up my inventory a bit. Lens, throttle, lens. The fact that we can get lenses and throttles makes me really ponder things. Fair. That was mostly a curiosity question of, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was put somewhere as a, you know what, I can just pull this out on him at some point in type deal. Nom. See, full health again, just about. This is why I'm not concerned about it. Because as long as you look around the rooms you're in, you'll be able to find one of those healing spots in most of the rooms of this dungeon, because this is your tutorial dungeon, for lack of a better way of putting it. Sometimes things just work out with perfect comedic timing. Like, that is one of those ones that's timed enough that I wish I could say I did it on purpose. Oh yeah, they teach you, hey, fire hurts. Don't walk in fire, and fire varies based on how fire the fire is. And no, I'm not gonna take that sentence back, because that's basically what they said. Nah, 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 nah. Fire indeed hot, we know this. We've learned this lesson in the past. Is there an item over there? There is. Okay, let's go get that. Here, I'll touch this. There you go. I touched something. You didn't say what it to touch, so I'll just touch the box. That is true. And he seems edgy and reckless enough to think that he could walk through fire.
Hey, you came for me.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. As you can see, all the prisoners have been locked away in these cells. Unfortunately, destroying the doors isn't an option. What, you didn't bring explosives? Why didn't you bring explosives? How unprepared are you? If we want to help everyone, we'll have to get the key from the Margrave. Now we just need to find a way to actually do that. Great plan! Great plan that you didn't think through at all, Old Bay. Way to go. You will help me out this time, won't you, Lucian? I thought I told you. I don't care what you do or what happens to these people. How can you say that with all the power you possess? Why are you even here? Surely you must have something you need to protect. I'm disappointed in you, Lucian. And I'm through asking you for favors. Got my own ways and weapons, you know. Yeah, none that apparently can break a door, so, you know. Not really batting too high there right now, lady. I'll just do this by myself. Selfish brat. Could say the same about you on that one, Lucian. You could have easily just been a decent person and offered to help since it's already the thing you're gonna go do anyway. But no, you gotta be you uppity about everything. You're just gonna leave her? I couldn't care less what happens to her. But if there's a vampire up ahead here, then there's something I'd like to ask him.
Yeah.
Presumably she's reasonably capable? And it's not like he's got any reason to kill her. She's not a vampire. He only seems to care about killing vampires and things attached to vampires. He's driven, not murderous. One could say more obsessed than driven, and that would probably be accurate, but, you know. I mean, that could change in either regard. I'm sure he gets character development at some point. Hopefully. Now we got different sprites flying around. These will set you on fire, as you might imagine. Much like the slime set me on fire already. Seems to be an architectural issue here. Well, you know, ignoring the fact that if he could jump at all, probably could just jump the gap here. At least going back. Probably couldn't necessarily jump it going back up again, but he definitely could make the jump down. But that almost certainly leads back to somewhere we came from already. Maybe it's made out of gold, you don't know that. Maybe it's made out of molten metal flying around, and then when it dies it cools off magically. That's the logic I'm gonna go with, at least. Because that's exactly how I would rule that. Because let me tell you, being touched by flying molten metal would certainly hurt. It would hurt a lot. iron, lens, iron. I think we actually almost have enough iron for the sword upgrade. Oh, I have a stat boost as well. The fact you have to click the actual letters is somewhat annoying. Can I actually see how much material I'm carrying? Like, obviously it wouldn't be in valuables. No, it doesn't look like I can see how much... Oh yeah, there's the actual map, by the way. And I can use the L and R buttons to cycle through these. Oh, there we go. I can see it in this menu. Yeah, I have less iron than I thought. I have 3 iron and still 0 solvent. I'll also take note of the fact that it's Dark Swords. Just remember that part. One would imagine you would have had close enough contact with molten metal to understand how upsetting that would be. I'm assuming those blocks are probably a case of you hit them with a specific element and they get out of the way. So far, none of which we have. There we go. Not gonna bother to turn around for the skeletons, because they don't drop anything I particularly need that I remember. I think they might drop steel, but we clearly still don't need that. And I can buy it, so I'm less concerned about that than like solvent and such. A solar station. You'll find these stations at numerous spots throughout each dungeon. They're special machines that allow you to recharge your energy on the spot. Don't ask why you who are fueled by darkness needs a solar station to recharge. Just, you know, you converted, it's okay. The conversion rate's awful, though. Stand in front of a station and press the A button to withdraw energy from it. Of course, before you can use one, you'll need to deposit some soul at a solar bank. As long as you've got enough soul in the bank to cover the amount of energy you need, you'll be fine. You don't want to go into soul debt, it's just awful. Awful. There we go. Well, that's happening. Lucian. Yeah, you're just gonna yell my name? Okay. Meanwhile, over here... Already had enough? The guild's vaunted solar guns are all but powerless against my casket armor. Tremble before the power of the flame perennial housed within this armor. The environmental alterations caused by the parasol are almost complete. The reign of the vampires will soon be unstoppable. If nothing else, I've got to at least get the jail key away from him. Solar gun, don't let me down. I'm counting on you, witch. Please, just this once, show me your true power. You waste your time, girl. Yeah, even just a small drop can be very dangerous. It's a good thing you got that out of there as quick as you did. Yeah, turns out solar guns can fire missiles. Who knew? Ta-da! Well, she at least succeeded in getting the keys, but she's in an awkward position now.
No less from a guild gunslinger, but I'm afraid playtime is over.
Ta-da!
You came for us.
Nah, more came to kill the vampire, but you happen to be in a convenient location. Yeah, exactly. I had no idea you were packing that kind of heat. I guess you didn't know? A solar gun won't unleash its full power unless it's wielded by its rightful successor. Perhaps it's a bit too much for you to handle. Huh? Why don't you get lost now? Wasn't there something you needed to protect? Don't get yourself killed, Lucian.
May the sun be with you.
He doesn't need the sun. He's darkness powered. But sure. Lucian. Ah, yes. You must be the vampire hunter I've been hearing so much about. Listen up, Margrave. I've got something I need to ask you. Do you know of a vampire with twin horns on his head? Twin horns, you say? You must mean the Duke. So you do know him? That matters not. After all, your life's about to end here. Now. I guess I'll just have to beat it out of you then. I am Margrave Reimer. Vampire Hunter Lucian, your baptism by fire begins now. Prepare yourself to be sent back to the dust from whence you came. Behold, fear my casket armor imbued with the power of the flame perennial. Yeah, it basically instant cauterizes, which is a blessing and a curse. I don't know why his fancy casket armor comes with extra legs. I think he's trying to say something without saying it. Okay, if we're just gonna play that, I can just stab you a bunch then. Okay, that didn't work. Get bullied. There goes. Not what I meant, but you can look at it that way if you wish. How about no? A little bit, yeah. I don't think he's noticed yet, and I'm certainly not gonna tell him. Notice I haven't even used Nero yet. Speaking of, let's have some fun right before we finish him off, shall we? Come here, you. Nom 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 nom. There we go. Because I have to once again kill the vampire by biting him, because it's too funny not to. That blade you wield, it could only be the dark sword of legend. A weapon comprised of dark matter. No mere human should be able to wield it. Vampire Hunter Lucian, what are you? Well, look at him. Do you really think there's no vampire in his past? Was that it? No, we're not done yet. We've destroyed Reimer's armor, but the dark power he holds within lives on. Unless we purify that dark power, he'll just keep reincarnating himself. Guess we'll need the Sunflower's help for this. Time to just summon a spaceship. Because, you know, why not? This sequence coming up is what I was talking about when I started up today, saying there was a sequence I did not particularly care for that gave us some trouble at the end of the showcase for this. Because this is all touchscreen controlled coming up here, and it's not the best. Alright. We'll need to use the casket rocket to break through the alien sky, either the vampires have unleashed upon us. Then we can purify Reimer's soul in satellite orbit, where the sunlight isn't affected by the parasol. You ready, Lucian? Hold that thought for just a second. No, sadly that... Oh, I did not think it was gonna kick me out of the place entirely. God damn it, game. I just wanted to save... Damn you, video game! Now we're gonna have a walk ahead of us. Oh no, it puts us right back here. But I still don't get to save. Fine. Let me see if I can save on the map screen then. Hang on. Because I don't remember if it lets you try again immediately or not. I'm pretty sure it does, but I'm hedging my bets. And I'd rather not have to redo anything just because the ship does stupid things. Alright, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Into our flying space robot. Controls. Movement. Use the stylus to guide your ship and around the screen. You'll understand why the ship is not helpful here in a minute. Attacking. To attack an enemy ship, simply touch it. Drag your ship over an item to pick it up. Does they expect you to both use the touchscreen to move the ship around and to attack simultaneously? So, in reality, you basically have to let go of the ship's movement in order to attack. And as you might imagine, that becomes an issue. But hopefully I can do better this time than I did last time. So I think it took me a second try to get through this when we did it for the showcase. As you'll notice, if you're even slightly off, it also will just shoot forward and not actually where you're targeting. Oh yeah, and these guys fire instantly, by the way. It doesn't matter. Flying anywhere on the screen gets you hit anyway because they target where you are. If this would just let me use the D-pad to fly and target with the touchscreen, this would be fine. But since it relies purely on all touch control for everything, it's a bit annoying. Like, this is actually something that would be easier with the actual stylus than trying to use mouse control, which is, unfortunately, since I'm emulating this, all I can do. Short of doing some very jank emulation setup. Meh. Unfortunately, you can't do that because we need the power of the sun to destroy the vampire permanently. That's the whole point here. They already explained that. Otherwise, he'll just keep getting back up again and we'll get nowhere. And it's not like we can go up into space and destroy the parasol system, except, oh wait, we probably could. But we'd still have the same problem of having to fly the ship either way. Because at this point, presumably the parasol system is up in space. Which makes you wonder why the planet looks so completely normal here. But, you know. We're basically playing weird touchscreen Star Fox right now. There we go. But the reason why I don't say this is a bad feature of the game necessarily is because, like I said, with an actual stylus and touchscreen, this wouldn't be as bad. This is just the method by which I have to play this, causing this to be more of an issue. Oh, it definitely could be worse, but it's not over yet. You haven't seen the bad part of this yet. The bad part of this is coming up after all these guys lower our health first. I don't think that should have counted, but okay, game. Now is the problematic part. Is now we have to fight an actual boss fight up here. But I might do better than I did last time and it won't be an issue. Mobile fighter to that place. You think you can purify Reimer's body in the sunlight above the satellite orbit, do you? Well, too bad. I'm not about to let you waltz off with his Terrennial. Prepare to face the fury of Schrodinger, the deadliest craft in all existence. Blast you to bits and send you into the ether. Is the simple fact that I have to stand still to fire is why this is going to be an issue.
Gotcha.
Is about the only play I would have to make this better for me would be to hook up 2 mice somehow, and I don't think I can even do that. Or somehow rig other touch input to one of the sticks. And sometimes it just doesn't take the input like it didn't there. I clicked to the ship and dragged, and it just went, what if he didn't, though? What if he didn't move, even though you needed to? Because you'll notice they're not doing a lot of damage, but they will slowly wear me down if I can't clock enough damage in return. And the missiles hurt a lot. And of course they wait just long enough for me to try to fire so this actually goes somewhere today. And the fact that they can crash into you is also annoying. Because the perspective for that isn't very clear sometimes. And now as their health gets lower, they start attacking a lot more, which makes it very hard to get any attacks in. Case in point, they start combining the missiles and the machine guns as well. I would love to be able to do anything there, but I can't. The only thing I can do is try to dodge as best I can due to the controls I have. Notice I'm moving around wildly and the machine guns are still clocking damage, by the way. There's just really not much a way to avoid the machine gun half the time. But we managed to get through it this time. I just barely pulled that one off. But it did. It happened. Now piss off, please. Well, powerful Schrodinger defeated. Alright then, victory's yours for now. But you won't get off so easily next time we meet. Yeah, look at how narrow the margin on that was. If I had any other method of controlling this, that would not have been nearly as close. Hey, you made it. I've been waiting for you, Lucian. The vampires of the Dark Tribe are all but immortal. They found a way to protect themselves from their one true weakness, sunlight. They call it casket armor. It renders the light of the sun totally powerless. If you want to defeat them now, you'll have to first destroy their casket armor, then expose their bodies to the sun's light. Oh, you mean that thing we're doing it already? Snork, that's basically what I'm doing already. My mind is telling my hand what to do, and then we end up in the same position regardless. Purifying the darkness that lurks inside them. It needs to be a strong light, too, unaffected by the influences of the parasol. And what's the one thing that makes all this possible? It's the very ship, the interstellar satellite Sunflower. If I had any other way to do it, I would, Snork. In case you missed what the entire problem is. Oh yes, because that would be so much better, yes. That clearly wouldn't have any bad results at all. It's mildly annoying that the cutscene's happening in the smaller screen. I could flip them, but I'd have to flip them back pretty quickly. I guess I could do it anyway. And of course, the second I decide to do it, the cutscene ended. I'll do that for the future. Oh, but his dialogue's up there, because of course it is. So this is the end. Answer me, fiend. The twin-horned vampire, the Duke. Where do I find him? What exactly do you hope to accomplish by finding out? Would you dare challenge he who resides at the very pinnacle of vampire society? Challenge? This isn't some kind of contest. The sole thing I live for is revenge. Revenge? I see. You must be the one. Well, so be it. Go on, proceed. Make your way to the City of Darkness, where only vampires rule. The cursed city of Kolikan. Only then, once you've spilled the bloods of hundreds, once you've trodden over the bodies of thousands, only then will you meet him. And he's gone. I'm Ursula, the guardian that governs over flame. You have purified a part of this planet's consciousness, its power. Power that had been usurped by the vampires. Thanks to you, I was able to revert to my original form. The vampires, they rule this planet. They have their way with it. They desecrate the powers of myself and the other Terrennials. They've overcome the sun with their casket armor. And now they're looking to change the ecosystem itself with their parasol. Vampire Hunter Lucian, Dark Terrennial Nero. If you truly intend to take the fight to the vampires, then I shall grant you my power, the power of Roaring Flame. You've obtained the power of the Flame Terrennial, Ursula. You've unlocked the Parasol's arid desert climate. You wouldn't really expect Ursula to be the fire name, necessarily. But, well, here we are. And yeah, now we have access to more areas. Or in this case, just the Gate of Binding, it looks like, at the moment. Ah. We need to do 3 others, it looks like. Yeah, I know. You're upset because your sword doesn't solve all of your problems. Just when we track down his location. Whoa, relax, Lucian. Let's just calmly examine the situation before us. We're bound to find a solution, I'm sure of it. It's almost like if we just look at the thing you made start glowing in front of you, if you just like tilt your head up slightly, instead of hitting the door in anger, you might figure something out. So this is the Gate of Binding. You know of it, Ursula? Alright, Snorg, have a good nap. The 4 emblems emblazoned upon this gate represent the 4 great elements: flame, ice, wind, and earth. I'm currently resonating with the flame emblem. So it's the emblems that are keeping this gate shut. And we won't be able to open it unless we gather the Terrennials of the 4 great elements. There are 3 emblems left for us to recover, and 3 Terrennials that are still being held against their will. Well, it's simple then. Nero, Ursula, it's time to go. We'll find the other 3 vampires and steal their Terrennials away from them. Now you've got it. Whoa, I'm on fire now. Meanwhile, Nero's just there, wondering why he's involved with this. Oh, brother. There we go. We're past the hurdle I was worried about. Chapter 2, The Apprentice Gunslinger.
Good work, boy.
Locking onto your opponents is the key to combat. No matter how powerful your weapon, it's useless if you can't hit your target. What's wrong, kid? Ernest, this whole training session is useless. What good is my gun gonna do me against vampires if it won't even fire? I'm never gonna avenge my father. Not with this piece of junk, anyway. Listen, kid, and listen well. That gun of yours, the Knight, it's not broken. You simply aren't ready to fire it. The solar gun is more than just a weapon. It's a tool that purifies the anti-life forms we know as the Dark Tribe. It channels its energy from the light of the sun, the source of all things living. That's what a solar gun's all about. A solar gunslinger doesn't draw upon anger or hatred as one of his weapons. But what about you and Kay? You use solar guns, don't you, to fight the vampires? What makes me any different from you? You may not understand right now, but you will someday. I know you can do it. Just like your father, the great vampire hunter, did before you. Ernest, I've received word from Bea and Akuna. She managed to infiltrate the Margrave's hunting mansion and rescue the prisoners. Well, if that just doesn't take the cake. Crazy girl. Bea was slightly injured during the operation, but she says it was nothing serious. Oh, one more thing. The portion of the parasol that was under the Margrave's control has been released. Daybreak has been spotted in areas around Akuna. The parasol's been weakened? Kay, are you serious? Completely. Someone called Lucian showed up at the mansion and assisted Bea before defeating the Margrave. Lucian? That's the vampire hunter we've been hearing all those rumors about, isn't it? A dark swordsman on a mission to hunt down every last vampire by himself. Crazy guy. It's amazing, I knew it. I knew there were more than just stories. Don't start celebrating just yet, kid. I doubt the vampires will just stand by and let this offense go unpunished. We need to come up with a plan, and fast. It might be too late for a plan. What was that? Can it be? Boss, we're under attack. It's the vampires. There's too many monsters. You gotta get away. Oh, he's dead. So they finally come to stamp out the guild. Something's really riled them up, I guess. Okay, you're with me. Listen up, kid. We're going to hold them off. I want you to spread the word. Make sure everyone makes it out safely, you included. No way, I'm coming along. I'm tired of standing by. Yes, you and your non-firing gun are gonna be such a help on the front line. Our comrade's lying wounded right in front of me, and you expect me to just run away? Look, kid. At this point, you'd only serve as to distract us. There's plenty left to do. We're not about to die now. And now you've got a job, too. To protect everyone. We'll be right behind you. Now move it, kid.
May the sun be with you.
Go forth, useless solar boy. Run. Get all the guild members out safely. When you find a guild member, press A to talk. I'm gonna think about shooting all of my problems. Well, why does he have this shield? Is this just like a shield everybody has? Huh. Weird. Not gonna worry about it too much. Also gets wreathed in the same light for some reason, even though he's solar powered. You'd think he would like have an orange running shield. Vampire attack? You gotta be kidding. I've gotta get out of here. Wait, what was that again? Calm down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Right, it's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. Make sure to look around. You don't want to miss any friends or treasure chests. If you look around, you can spot enemies and avoid having to fight them. To look around, hold the X button and then point in any direction. It's absolutely vital that you keep an observant eye on the situation at all times. Oh yeah, and don't forget to save frequently too. And he's out of here. You know, you probably have a gun that works. You probably could have helped. Nope, he just walked out through the wall. He just left. Okay. Well, no one said I didn't try. Oh, they got dogs. Makes sense that they'd be trying to sniff everybody out, so a dog would be the correct choice. And of course we have a sneaking mission because at the very least the first one, I think, was at least somewhat connected with Kojima. And well, what is he like? Alright, Metal Gear. So there you go. I don't know if it still has any connection at this point. I didn't double check that. So I could be talking out my ass slightly there. Gotta go! Fast you'll be, you'll never catch me. I don't know if running past them is a bad idea or not. The answer seems like a distinct maybe. There's probably something behind where that other one was. Looks like resetting them makes them forget that I was ever there, so this won't be too bad at all. Hi, bye. Our inventory's shared for any weird reason. They are? Huh. That's strange, but okay. That might cause complications in the future. Such stealth. Possible to find. Aha! Most important thing right now is that we all get out of this alive. Huh? What should you do if the enemy spots you? Well, just put your guard up. You can defend against most attacks by guarding. Use the, the B button to guard. Huh? Wait a second. I'm not carrying a shield. I'm not well guarded at all. I better get out of here and fast. Don't have a shield, don't have a gun. Completely useless. Ad break inbound. Doesn't seem like you'll be missing that much with me just running around here collecting all the people and all the items anyway. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be going. I'm gonna err on not going upstairs at the moment because I feel like upstairs is more likely to lead out than going horizontally. I can't believe I got away with that. I can't. Some of our comrades still haven't made it out. Okay, I did have it backwards. Pardon me. There we go. Just would not take the double ult tap for a moment there. The fact that I still didn't get hit there at all. Oh, it's literally just for you, huh? This just ticks me off. You hear about how that Bay lady went and rescued all those folks in Akuna? And yet, look at the state we're in over here. Then again, even if we lose this hideout, it doesn't mean the entire guild's done for. If something breaks down, you just rebuild it. It's simple. For now, though, we've just got to survive this, no matter what, okay? By the way, kid, do you know how to whistle? All you gotta do is blow into the microphone. If an enemy's looking out for you or listening for your presence, you can throw them off your trail with a well-placed whistle. Keep it in mind. Well, I'm not really gonna be able to use that because I didn't set the microphone up because I didn't realize that was a mechanic that was gonna be in this game. So hopefully it's not necessary at any point, or that might become a problem. I do know how to set up a microphone in the DS emulator, I just didn't want to because it's extra work that I didn't think was going to be needed for this game. Ah, okay. Dang, now what? I gotta do something or she'll... What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and do nothing again? Well, you could, like, jump over and help her. Like, grab her and jump across or something. What was that? A voice? Hey, you. What is your wish? My wish? I wish I could help that girl. I can't stand to see innocent people suffering like this. I can't take it any longer. I don't want to run away. I want to do something for a change. Then fire your solar gun. Put your feelings into it. There you go. You just needed motivation. All the training in the world won't give you the drive to actually do when it comes down to needing to do something.
Wow, awesome!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just what I expect from a guild gunslinger. You saved me from that creepy beast with just one shot. Incredible. It was nothing. Are you okay? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Carrying a lot of recovery items, so... What? I work at the item shop of Old Kuliakan. My name's Lisbeth. Lisbeth from the shop. What's your name, Mr. Gunslinger? Sir Aaron, such a magnificent name. That's right, Sir Aaron, please take these recovery items. I was supposed to deliver them to your fellow guildsmen, but I'm afraid I don't have too many of them left. Still, I'd like you to at least repay my debt to you, Sir Aaron. Alright, it's time for me to return to my shop. Be careful out there, Sir Aaron. Come on by and visit me at the shop anytime you'd like. Sir Aaron, huh? Hey, Aaron. You sure it's okay to just let that girl run off alone? Oh man, you're right. There's monsters lurking all over these parts. Then hurry up and chase after her. Come on, move it. Alright, let's get Wait a second, who are you? Me? I'm Toasty, the Terrarial that governs over light. Toasty? What kind of name is Toasty? Hey, that's a pretty ungrateful thing to say. What do you think made it possible for you to use that solar gun you're holding? What? So that voice from before was... Yours truly. I was in a nice deep sleep inside that solar gun of yours the night. I'd been wounded in battle, see, so I was resting my body to recover. But you simply wouldn't stop your whining, so... Hold on, so the reason I couldn't fire the knight is because you were clogging up the barrel? I knew something was up. I'd been training so hard and I still couldn't squeeze off a single shot. I should have hit the snooze button. I'm just teasing. I think I'm beginning to understand what Ernest was trying to tell me. When I wanted to help the girl before, Elizabeth, you responded to that, didn't you? Whatever. You've obtained the power of the light, Tyrannial. Reluctantly, Toasty. Listen, Aaron. Hold down the L button and press up and down on the control pad to cycle through the Tyrannial icons displayed in the lower left corner of the top screen. Select my icon, you'll be able to attack using the soul element. Solar gun attacks sap energy from your energy gauge, though, so stay on guard. As a gunslinger, you'll need to recharge your solar gun's energy from time to time. To do this, press the A button while standing in the sunlight. Of course, you can't do this when the weather's obscure in the sun or at night. In any case, our first priority is making sure that girl's safe. Let's go, Aaron. Got it, Toasty. So yeah, now we have a gun, and you'll notice we're just gaining light constantly. We recharge a little slowly because it's not bright, but it's fine. I hit the wrong button. But you'll notice, unlike with Nero and Lucian, we actually have to have Toasty equipped in order to use the gun at all. So we're a little bit more reliant on our energy gauge as a gunslinger. Now it seems like this isn't quite as reliant on the solar gauge as the earlier games were, because I think you straight up couldn't generate energy at all if you didn't have a particularly high solar gauge. Which is why there's a patched version for at least the first game in order to remove that requirement. By the way, Aaron, have you been practicing using your lock-on ability? Press the R button to lock onto the nearest enemy. To release the lock, simply let go of the button. Press it again to change the target you're locked onto. Attacking while locked on will automatically reposition your attack towards your target. It's almost like you actually know how to aim or something. For a gunslinger, this is the single most essential skill in the book. Better master it quick while there's still time. Pew pew pew. That'll make him actually playable. But as you can see, the lenses we've been picking up as Lucian will be how we upgrade the gun, as you might have imagined. We're actually going to be focusing a bit more on getting Spirit for Aaron, I think, just so we have more meter to use. Otherwise, we are very quickly gonna run out of energy. Now, I don't know if the sunlight in this game is actually tied to the DS solar sensor or not. Oh, we don't have any room. That's why it's not picking that up. I should have put more of my stuff away before finishing that boss fight, but I didn't know it was switching characters at this point because we didn't get this far when we were testing this before. Oh, we may as well eat a solar fruit. Well, no, there's no point in eating a solar fruit. Eat a piece of candy. This way we can pick up that milk, which is probably worth more.
Wait.
Is our trance gauge filled up, Aaron? A trance gauge builds up as your emotional levels increase during battle. You heard all this from a cat in another reality, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. And then you can merge and do crazy things, because it'll be really cool. You can do a solar flare, which is not to be confused with the other solar flare. And then soul prominence, a concentrated attack on a single enemy. It also steals energy. So make sure to do that so you can actually keep your energy up. Go kick some ass with that new power I just told you about. I'm happy that they at least just tell you what's in the box when you open it. And don't drag you into a menu to decide whether to drop something or not.
Sunlight!
Ow. That wasn't sunlight, that was explosions. I do appreciate that it'll auto-retarget when your target dies and there's another one in range. And sunlight just doesn't hit the same as darkness, even though both are silly. He'll die eventually. There we go. I suspect they intend you to use your trance gauge in this section, or avoid these guys. They're taking way too much damage. I'm just gonna ignore him. Because while he drops lenses, we already have a lot of lenses. It is interesting how we're fighting the exact same enemies for the most part, aside from the dark slimes instead of the yellow and red slimes. You know, aside from being undead, I don't really see any reason why skeletons would be particularly vulnerable to solar power, now that I think about it. They're just bones. I mean, they're probably animated by dark magic. So that argument could be made, I guess. Like, you're dismantling the magic that they're operating under. Yeah, that's probably it. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself to avoid thinking about it any further right now. Look, you explosive Moogle wannabe. I don't like you, so I'm just going to shoot you down regardless whether it's efficient. Uh-oh. Bad puppy. Okay, something I'm gonna need to keep in mind about the lock-on is he won't lead his target to hit a moving target. So I may have to do that manually. More milk, huh? Well, we may as well burn more of the lowest end healing items just to get the better ones. Get a load of these things. So this is where you've been. We found you. Who are you two? We are the Poes. I'm the Viscount Edgar. And I, the Viscountess Virginia. You must be of the guild. A solar gunslinger, daring to stand against the rule of the vampire race. Well, that ends today. Resistance is useless, boy. We're doing this for the good of your people. The vampires must rule over this world, in order for it to be protected. It's the only solution.
I'm not so sure about that.
There we go. Ernest K. Sorry we're late, kid. Huh? Don't I know you? Ernest K. How long has it been? Master Toasty. Then does this mean that Aaron is... well, he's got a little ways to go yet, but... 3 guild gunslingers all gathered together. This is quite a catch. Go on, kid. Use that solar gun to protect everyone. But... we'll deal with these guys. Watch over Aaron for us, Master Toasty. Of course, don't let it go... don't get in over your heads, you two. Well, the poll came across for this, and it was one of the ones I did for the DS sampler. So, here we are. Ernest K.
May the sun be with you.
And it was on my list to do at some point anyway. The poll just made it happen sooner. Don't think you can slip away from us so easily. Flight is useless. Simmer down, you two. You've got us to deal with first. As you wish. We've got all the time in the world. And I just love to play. Well, that's gonna work itself out whether it's a positive or a negative. We've got other business to be about. Get all the guild members out safely. Again. Yep. There we go. God damn it. Aaron, if you just aimed up slightly, we wouldn't have to walk away from them to shoot them. Yep, just keep raising your spirit for the moment. This is the only thing we would get without having to save points. Oh, there's somebody.
Oh.
If only Bea were here. She'd just whip out her witch and make short work of all these monsters. What's that? You're gonna take care of things? You can use your solar gun now? You don't have to lie just to make me feel better, Aaron. Anyway, I've got to stay optimistic now. That's what you tell me to do. I won't give up. You watch out for yourself too, Aaron.
May the sun be with you.
Get out of here, you crazy kid. Yeah, when I did that Game Boy Advance sampler, if I hadn't gotten tired earlier than I intended, the original Boktai was on that list.
Sunlight.
Complete with it being the patched version where I wouldn't have to worry about the solar sensor making it impossible to play it.
Sunlight.
And at some point I may still play that as well. Even if things are now going to be a little out of order because of playing this now, but, you know, this is what the people wanted, so this is what the people get. Because I gave them the choice between this, From the Abyss, Covenant of the Plume, and Aliens Infestation. And the poll was tied between Aliens Infestation and this. I opted to do this first. Because I was more interested in this than Aliens Infestation. And I don't know if I'll do Infestation immediately after this or just like at some point. That's one of those I'll play it by ear situations. Not gonna deal with you clowns. I might need to go into that fenced off area we passed. That feels like somewhere they'd hide one of the NPCs we need to go get. Other side's an interesting one. I played a bit of it before as well. And I agree that it's interesting. It felt really swingy as far as whether it's difficult or not, because I had some fights that were kind of a joke and some fights that were like, how am I supposed to even accomplish anything? From what I remember when I tried that. I'm gonna eat one of those and one of these just to make space, because we're carrying too much crap. Once we're actually out of plot and I can actually put things away, we'll be okay. I just was not anticipating the character swap. We're gonna have a lot of walking around in here to do, huh? Because there's a lot of buildings to go through. Enemies. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Okay, he can break jars. I was wondering about that one. There you are. Hey, help! Oh, it's just a boy. Don't startle me like that. What's that? You want to know what I'm doing here? Oh, you know, just doing a little soul cleansing with my sun shard here. You know what they say, you can't fight on an empty stomach. You gotta put on a brave face or something like that. Anyway, there's a lot of terror bugs floating all around here. Try looking for them. I mean, like the ones that were like 2 feet to the left there. I'm going on ahead, okay?
May the sun be with you.
Yep, off you go. Oh, there's also pit traps here. Love that for me. I think I could step off of here and end up back there quicker. Nope, I can't. Okay. I was hoping to just walk off of there, even though, you know, it'd be jumping off of a building. Nyum. Besides, my entire thing is playing lesser known items, and let's be real, the Boktai series really isn't that well known, at least not over here, for the most part. It's definitely one of those small but strong followings. Or at least that's been the experience I've seen as far as anybody talking about it. Okay, this is a dead end. This way, then. I think this is where we came from, but I wanted to double check this fenced off area because it seems suspicious that they'd fence off so much. Yep, there's a guildsman member in there. I think I have to get there from somewhere else, though. Do I care about that junk item? You would think by the name of it that I wouldn't, but since we need to upgrade our weapons, I do. And the best part is I can immediately get it out of my inventory. Oh, it was a piece of steel. That was definitely worth stopping for, then. So it must be this way that gets us to where that fenced off area is. I will say, over here in Aaron's side of the story, we don't seem to have as much to make fun of as we did at the beginning over on Lucian's side. Aaron, you're alive. I managed to hold out this long myself, but those bastards just keep swarming in here. I don't think I can take much more of this. Oh, so the bosses are holding back the vampires? Well, we can't afford to lose here either. I think it's time to give it another shot. Yeah, get out of here. You know, we could all just go together and present a united front, but no, let's all run off separately. That seems like a great idea. Though that said, if we all gathered together, it would be quite easy for them to find us, so there's that. Alright, good night, Xeno. Always good to see you here. Pew pew. Go ahead and spend our level. Yeah, it's still just another 3-point level, so more spirit. We saw the exit. That was the area back over here, wasn't it? Or was it down those stairs? Well, we'll find out soon enough. It's kind of funny. It's easier to start the dash with the D-pad and then steer with the stick. Hack. Nope, that's a dead end. Y'all might have noticed by now that the chests respawn every time I enter and leave an area as well, which certainly is a choice. This is where we found one of the guild members. I think I just remembered the pathing entirely wrong. Yeah, because this is where the other two are fighting the vampires. So our exit must be over there then. It's almost like reading the map helps. That sounds like crazy talk, though, all things considered. Oh no, it's an ambush. What a shame that they sent their slowest skeletons. Magic. At least that's the excuse I'm gonna use, because there's no other way that that would ever happen. I'm just gonna kill this one out of spite for bombing the hell out of me before. You know, Aaron, it would be a real shame if you could move and shoot at the same time. There we go. Just aggroing him so he runs around instead of just sitting there. In case he was gonna be in my way. I could activate our transform. In fact, we may as well
Let's go, Toasty.
see what this form does. I see. Okay. Just jump around and kick everything on screen. You know what? This is fine. That was definitely less impressive than I'd hoped it would be, though. Not that our darkness form as Lucian was particularly mind-blowing. They both basically operate the exact same way. Yep, looks like we got a boss fight coming up, so I definitely wasted my trance power at exactly the wrong time, but that's fine. If this boss fight's anything like the one for Lucian, it's not really gonna be that big a deal anyway. Oh, hey, everybody's here. Sir Aaron! Oh, hey, it literally is just a purple version of the other thing with a snake head instead of a scorpion tail. They already made it here. This was supposed to be our escape route. Did they know we were coming? Are we done for? I'll take another way. Come on, Sir Aaron. Sir Aaron? We can't, Lisbeth. Ernest and Kay are trying to keep those bloodsuckers back. But they're still advancing, and soon they're going to be right behind us. This route's the only way out of 13th Street. But... come on, these guys are no problem. I'm no longer an apprentice. I'm a true gunslinger like my father before me. I can take these monsters any day. Sir Aaron. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I'm just trembling with excitement. Yeah, I'm not terrified. Don't mind the smell. I didn't shit myself at all. No. No. Fear not. He may not look it, but this boy's father was the greatest vampire hunter that ever was. He trembled like that too whenever he faced a powerful foe. And then he whispered.
May the sun shine forever in our hearts.
My father said that?
May the sun shine forever in our hearts.
Yeah, like that. What wonderful words. You know, when I hear those words, somehow I feel brave. And I think I know why. It's because I made a promise. Promise to protect Lisbeth and everyone
May
else.
the sun shine forever in our hearts.
Let's go, Toasty.
Right.
We're all counting on you, Aaron. Oh, it's got a charge move. Okay. And it spits poison. Okay. Okay, that hits through the shield. That makes nothing but sense. Okay, he doesn't get stunned like his predecessor. Oh, he actually hurts too. That charge when he runs is probably how I stun him. Nope, he just runs right through my guard with that, huh? So the call is just to dodge that. First time I'm actually going to be using items in battle here because Aaron's not quite as capable as Lucian yet. Though this is also a harder fight, clearly, considering we can't just stun this one to victory. Also doesn't help that since we were putting a lot of our points into Spirit, we do like no damage. Worst case, we'll just build up the trance gauge and ruin his whole day. One handy thing about the lock-on is I can guarantee I'm facing the right way with the shield. Ow. You wanna play like that? Fine.
Let's go, Toasty.
There we go. Easy. From dusty came to dusty went. Are you alright, Sir Aaron? Yeah, no problem. What about everybody else? Oh, they're all fine. I had no idea you could fight like that. It's true. He who knows most speaks last. That was wonderful, Aaron. I guess I must have really underestimated you. I'm a little surprised myself, to be honest. I guess I've got all that training to thank, huh? Now we can safely escape from 13th Street. Right. The only thing is, are Ernest and Kay alright? Those two are battle-hardened veterans who fought alongside your father in the past. They won't go down so easily. As he says, as they may or may not be dead already, but you know, let's not put doubt in anybody's minds right now. I guess you're right. You know, now that the way's clear, you could turn around and help them. Oh, hey, convenient that you arrived now. You're all okay. Hey, you're here. I just wrapped up a successful rescue op myself. Can a girl even get a moment's rest around here? Your injuries, are you alright? There's no time to worry about that now. We've got... Huh? Who are you? I'm Toasty, the Perennial of Light. You're Master Toasty, the mentor who's counseled countless vampire hunters throughout the ages. Soren's finally mastered his solar gun. How are Ernest and Kay doing? I see, so they're busy holding the vampires at bay. Alright, I'll go back them up. You go ahead and get everyone out of here. We'll rendezvous back at the shop, okay? They're dealing with a pair of vampires there. Be careful. You too.
May the sun be with you.
Well, that should sort that out reasonably. She's not the best, but an extra pair of hands will help. As long as she doesn't throw the other two off too much by joining the fight. And there we go. Chapter 3 with Sword and Gun. Ah, this is right in the middle of the two paths we were on before.
Oh, man.
You should have seen Aaron back there. He just waltzed in there and tore those monsters limb from limb. It was amazing. You should have seen it for yourself.
Hold on.
Wasn't he just facing off against one monster? And besides, how can you tear someone limb from limb with a gun anyway? The bosses still haven't shown up yet, you know. That's a more serious problem. Or had you forgotten about them? Oh, come on. They're all right, I'm sure of it. After all, Bae went over there to lend them an extra hand. She did? Well, that changes things. That means the three best gunslingers from the guild are all fighting as one. I doubt even a pair of vampires could give them much trouble. Well, don't be so confident. Hey, what do you know? Edgy boy's here. Vampires? So they've finally shown their faces. And Bae is here too. We can't just stop running into that girl, can we? I really don't like dealing with her. She's a pain. Look, there's no reason Ernest and Kay should be taking this long. You don't think those vampires got them, do you? Settle down. For now, all we can do is believe in them and wait. But I can't wait anymore. I'm gonna go see what the deal is. Aaron, wait. And off the reckless boy goes. Oh, only to be interrupted immediately. Bae, where's Ernest and Kay? I found this near a sewer entrance. These are Ernest's. The vampires, they must have gotten them. It's a trap. They're using them as bait to try to lure us into the sewers, away from safety, where the light of the sun can't reach. I don't care if it's a trap. We've got to help them. We're going into the sewers. Let's go, Bae. No. We can't just abandon all our comrades, not to mention everyone else in the city. Don't you understand what those two were fighting for in the first place? We can't just... I know. There's got to be something we can do. Is that? Hey, hold it. Don't run away from me. Because of course he sees her too and is immediately out of here. He wants nothing to do with it. That's... Run away? What makes you think I'm running away from you? The moment we made eye contact, you stood up from your seat, didn't you? I've got your information on the vampires. That's all I needed from you. I'm not gonna stick around here while you try to pass off more of your chores on me. You helped us earlier. That? I was just taking out the trash, that's all. Well, if that's all you gotta say to me, then fine. But at least let me thank you. Everyone's safe and sound, and it's all thanks to you. We appreciate that. Like I care. Lucian, I know you'll just call it a chore, but I'm still gonna ask. Please, could you help us rescue our comrades? They've been captured by vampires. Look, don't make me say this again. I fight alone for myself. Period. Why should I care about your friends? I'll go with you then. You can take on the vampires and I'll rescue Ernest and Kay. Everything will work out just fine, okay? Okay? Like hell, I'm not gonna babysit some brat. Right, so anyway, you go on ahead, Aaron. Really? You're sure it's okay? Did you just not hear me just now? Are those ears for show? Hello? Am I alone here? Did everybody leave already? Of course it's okay. I'm not about to babysit for you either, you know. Thanks, Bae. You people. Just make sure you come back alive, alright? Remember, it's okay to run away if you get in trouble. There's no point in looking cool if you're dead. This may not be as bad as it looks. He seems like a fairly gifted gunslinger in spite of his appearance. And that solar gun of his is bound to come in handy as long as we're fighting vampires. Oh, come on, not you too. Well, whatever, as long as I'm free to do what I choose. Thanks, Lucian, I promise I won't let you down. Here, Aaron, take this with you. Oh, we actually get her solar gun. Isn't that a bad idea to not have that right now? Don't you need that? Okay. You ought to be able to use this gun by now. It's a spare, though. Okay. So I don't expect it to have all the original's capabilities. If it's not strong enough for you, you'll just have to power it up yourself, alright? Hey, thanks. I'll take good care of it. I promise. I'll get some comrades together to help rebuild. Bring those two back safely, alright?
May the sun be with you.
Well, I guess they're officially a team now, no matter what Lucian wants. So let's see. This is town, which was under attack. This is the part of town we're in right now. Let's see what items this part of town has for us.
How can I help you? Right.
Okay.
What would you like? Right.
You got shoes and an earth amulet. Protects against poison. That would be potentially quite useful, but it's very expensive. Skill +2? Yes, give. No questions. Give.
What would you like?
Because for those that were too late to see the way stats work, skill is your damage dealing stat, and basically those are shoes of do more damage, so why wouldn't I just immediately yes? There we go, that's how you switch between them. I assume they both will probably have the same accessories equipped, at least at the moment, since the item pool is the same. Yeah, he just doesn't have these actually equipped yet. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get the same shoes over on Lucian. If somehow we just buy two of everything somehow, just don't worry about it too much. The alternative is that they're sharing them, and that just gets more awkward with the speed at which we switch, so I'm just not gonna think about that concept too much. Our first order of business is going to be to go see Sheridan. I've been waiting for you, Lucian. As you know, the Parasol is an environmental manipulation system, controlled by the Duke and his minions. Because of its influence, most of the world's been cloaked in an eternal endless night. However, now that you've defeated the Margrave and freed one of the Perennials, the Guardians who govern over the will of this world, it would seem that you've finally managed to put a crack in their system. As a result, I can now hack directly into the Parasol, and alter the climate that prevails over the local area. Right now, we have 2 possible climates at our disposal. Balmy subtropical, which is the area's original climate, and arid desert, the climate brought forth by the famed Perennial Ursula. Anytime you want me to hack in and change the Parasol's climate, just say the word.
What would you like?
Interesting idea. I don't know why I'd want to do that quite yet. Yeah, we don't have enough solvent for that. And, okay, I need steel to upgrade Knight. Well, we can just go buy 2 steel from the other shop. And that way we'll have the Knight be less terrible. And we need solvent and steel for the Witch. Okay. Which it's nice to see that he already has a second weapon, one that is stronger. Or it looks like.
How can I help you?
You can't right now.
Here.
I don't know what the point of the shooting battle thing is. I presume it's a mini game that would theoretically have rewards? I don't know. But I'm at the very least gonna go over here and spend some money.
What do you want?
Oh, I can buy solvent now. I guess as soon as you discovered it? No, because if it was stuff we discovered, we'd be able to buy lenses too. Might be game progress. But I want 8 steel. And can I afford 6 solvent? I can.
What'll it be?
I don't have the iron I need to do the last part of that, but that's okay. How much are some of these things worth? Okay, it's only a temporary power boost. We'll go ahead and sell that. I'm never going to remember to use it. 20% of your energy. That's fine, we'll keep that. What does the chocolate bar do? 20% of your life and energy. Okay, that's quite useful. Oh, milk is for the trance gauge. Strange, but okay.
See ya.
Let's go drop off some of these extra healing items and such into storage, though. We don't need to be carrying around all of this.
Welcome.
Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to carry
I have
anything.
something for you.
Do you?
Certainly, sir.
You said you have something for me. Where is it?
What would you like? Certainly, sir.
Ah. I don't know why this is here. It must be something I left behind or something.
Certainly, sir.
Okay, I'm just gonna, like, split most of these in half. Because I don't think I need so many of any of these currently. And it might be handy to have these later. There we go, that should be better.
What would you like?
Because with the way we've been finding items, I don't think leaving behind most of my items would even matter, but I'm hedging bets by keeping some of them on hand. But now we'll be able to make some of those upgrades.
Welcome. What would you like? Yes, sir. How can I help you? Yes, sir.
Specifically, I think we'll be able to upgrade both of the guns right now. Yeah. I need to go make some money and get the iron in order to... Ooh, I could upgrade the Knight twice, or upgrade both once. I mean, that would put the Knight's power on par with the Witch, which would then leave me with no reason to use the Witch currently. And we're already used to using the Knight, but I feel like the Witch is going to have its uses, so we'll upgrade both for the time being.
How can I help you? Take care.
I assume the change climate thing, by the way, is most likely just gonna either alter the amount of solar value and such we can get and things like that, or it will change what enemies spawn in areas, probably. Those would be the likely answers for what that does. Oh, we can actually just cycle using LNR as well. Like, it said that up there, but I wasn't sure what that would actually do, and I hadn't tried it. So here's our current options. I could go grind for some more iron, so I don't have to spend the money buying it, so we can upgrade the sword. We can go into the new area, which most likely will have what we're looking for anyway, because it's probably going to have some of the same enemies regardless. Or we just go back into the previous area for a different purpose, which is just to grind money. The only reason there's a difference between those two ideas is one involves targeting a specific enemy, the other one involves just running through and killing everything. Honestly, I'm not so worried about it that I feel like I need to grind, so we're just gonna go forward. What's that smell? Don't get all worked up, it's just an odor. Doesn't it bother you at all, Lucian? I think I'm starting to get sick. The boy is right, it does reek here of vampires. This really is a trap, isn't it? So what if it is? Are you planning on running home with your tail between your legs? Run? No way! I'm going to get them out of here, no matter what. You sure do talk a pretty big game, but it'll take more than that to win against these guys. I know that, you don't have to tell me. Listen up, you two. We're about to enter a dark zone, an area under the rule of vampires. You'll both need to make use of all of your abilities. Your skills with sword and gun, with sun and darkness. If not, it's unlikely you'll ever get past their tricks and traps. You can swap characters at any time by pressing select. Be sure to use it well. Also, Aaron, if you want to charge your energy, you'll need to be in the sunlight. Likewise, Lucian, you can only charge your energy in the light of the moon. Make sure you have a way to refill your energy before you start using it all up. You don't need to tell me twice. Let's go, Nero. Hey, wait up, Lucian. Anyway. Well, these are different zombies. Since they're orange, I would almost think they're fire zombies. Because I'm willing to bet it's that simple. Now, the catch to that, though, is we just got fire. So, unless dark is the weakness for fire, which would be kind of weird, I don't think we've got anything that'd be particularly good here at the moment. These guys are pretty high level, too. Now, right now we got bright sunshine up above, so I'm not sure how much we can get Lucian's power back. Thankfully, if it's anything like the last dungeon, we won't even really be using his power or that much. Oh! Wait. Oh, that's gonna be very convenient, actually. They level together. That's actually gonna be super convenient. Because Aaron just gained a level while I was controlling Lucian. Shared experience will make my life so much less annoying as far as that goes. That just basically means I need to keep gear parity between the two of them and I'll be in business. Yeah, see? Doesn't work.
Leave it to me. Sunlight.
Back off.
Of course, that's his voice line for swapping back in. I was about to ask why Aaron's health was so low, and then I remembered we nearly died doing the other fight. So if we see any of those healing flies, we might want to swap and have him heal. There we go, there's a Lucian level. You can tell who leveled by what color the text is. And I had suspected as much when I saw the red text pop up, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's just gonna be red all the time now. Oh, as like some kind of combined level thing. What's that do? Oh yeah, while we're here, more strength. Cures poison and confusion. Okay. That could be incredibly useful. Admittedly, the keyword to that being could be. There's no guarantee that it'll be useful at all. Because we haven't really gotten poisoned much at all. We do have an ad break coming up here in a moment. Might not be a bad thing, considering I think I just walked around in a circle. Perhaps I should actually use the map. Yep, we do need to go up into the right. Okay. I just missed the door that was up there. The thing was one of those, I looked at it and went, I'm gonna see if there's any other exits, and I didn't find any. Oh! I didn't realize Lucian can lock on as well. Good to know. Because they straight up don't teach you about lock on until you switch characters. Oh, that's neat. You can actually guide the missiles somewhat. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm guiding them or if they're homing. They're homing. Which is incredibly useful. So I think I might be prioritizing the Witch over the Knight. His homing missiles are going to be way easier to use than the regular shots. And the costs don't seem to be exorbitant. Like, it costs more to fire this, absolutely. But the damage output difference and the homing, I think, make it worth it. And works out well with the fact that we've been spending so many points on Spirit. So we can afford to do so. Oh no, it's a trap. Pew pew pew. Go pew pew and the trap go bye bye. Haha. Who really trapped who here?
Sunlight!
Ooh, what, when, where? Oh god, what do you want? So the big bad dark swordsman's gone and got himself a sidekick, huh? I'm gonna have to come up with a name for you two. I'm hanging up, Alice. Sorry, I'm just kidding, sheesh. The name I've gotten now is more than sufficient. A name that spells death to the vampire race. Yeah, anyway, I'll make this brief. So that water channel in front of you, see that huge statue off to the side? Uh-huh, the thing I was about to shoot, that one? Yeah. That's what's known as a weather statue. When one of those is nearby, you can mess with the parasol to change things around. For example, water will evaporate in the arid desert climate, while plants will grow faster in the tropical rainforest climate. Okay, so it actually changes the stages rather significantly then. Okay. Once you free up a portion of the parasol, you can go to Sheridan's to mess with it. So if you see a weather statue around, try switching climates to see what happens. Also about that mobile unit I lent you, you know, the one in your valuables? You can use it to contact me whenever you want to use the retry or escape commands. Retry allows you to restart an area from the beginning, while escape gets you out of a dungeon and back onto the world map. They both cost money though, so don't expect me to be footing the bill. Anyway, that's about it for now. I'll have the pure effects ready for you, so you two play nice with each other down there, okay? That wasn't a glove. That's some kind of scroll then? Warrior's Ethic. A letter from the past raises your status points by 10. Huh. Well, Aaron needs it more, because he's a little bit behind. But does it give to both of them is the question. Because he has 11 and he has 0. Nope, it only gave to Aaron. That's fine. Aaron's a couple levels behind, so like I said, he needed it. As much as there was a strong temptation to just make Lucid even stronger. There we go. Because there probably is a logic to, like, focusing on one of the two characters. At least for a while. Oh, the ad is here, unfortunately. Oh, wait, healing. Gimme. One could argue at some point I should probably give Aaron some more vitality. But if he's using his gun correctly, he shouldn't be getting hurt. I say as I promptly hit a wall a bunch. Yeah, see, these are light slimes as I anticipated. But since it's daytime, we still can't get energy back. But, like I said before, we weren't really using that energy much anyway. Ow. Solar bullets?
All right.
Can I attack these? I can. Okay.
Get out of my way!
Aha, there is something behind it. But I can't pass through it even when it's broken. Okay. That's a shame. Not sure what those mushrooms are all about. They seem like they're just meant to make you think you can't go through there. But that also didn't lead anywhere different, so I'm confused. Suppose at the end of the day it doesn't matter. Ack. There's a chest. Meow. Once again, either the timer is fucking with me or I misunderstood it again. This is what happens when you're not used to using something. But I can't shoot the switch? There it goes. I just had to hit from the right angle.
Get out of my way!
Should probably clean these junk items out so that we can know what we have. Oh! Multiple solvents, of course. Go and munch that solar fruit down to make some space. Why is this chest closed again? What? What? Hang on. What? Why was that chest back? Like, I'm not gonna say no to getting... Was my inventory full and I didn't realize it? So I could have swore we had gotten the item, but maybe I'm crazy. I'm glad I went down this path over here, since this is apparently just a rewarding dead end. Also, I don't know what that adamant is going to be for. Wait. Oh yeah, duh, I used it already. I was like, wait, where'd the adamant go? It's like, hey, stupid. Since you know what the adamant is, it's almost like you may have already interacted with the item to find out what it was. There we go, we'll even out his skill and his spirit. I think that's a good amount. And since a bunch of people are going to be lost in ad land already anyway, I'm going to take a drink right quick, and then we'll get back to moving. Fun fact, my ad manager and the thing at the top of the chat have desynced. The ad manager says that the ad ends in 30 seconds, whereas the thing on the chat says 1 minute 9. So that's great. Glad to see that feature's working perfectly.
Get out of my way!
This is why we can't have nice things. But I may as well ask while we're in progress here, especially now that theoretically the ad break, well, no, I'll wait till the ad break listing up there is also done, and then I'll ask the question.
All right.
Get out of my way!
There we go. I wanted to get him back some more health without spending items, even though I just picked up like 3 healing items. Okay, now that in theory all possible ads should be done, I wanted to ask, since we've been experimenting with the ads today, how obtrusive have they been? Like, aside from the obvious situation of me focusing on the fact that they exist and trying to make sure that I don't say anything in the middle of an ad that people need to hear, have they caused any real issues? I'm gonna take a lack of response as a no, by the way, so do speak up if you do have a problem. Right. In order to open a locked door, you need a key of the same color. Okay. And I presumably don't have the key. Yep. And yeah, obviously for those subscribed or who have turbo or things like that, this is not a question for any of you because it does not affect you. But I will take a non-response as it's not bad enough for anybody to care. At the very least, it's not enough for them to care and stay. So it'll be what it'll be at that point. So it must be down here, I guess, is where the key is, because that's the only path. No, wasn't that how? No, that's how we got in here. So where? Oh no, there's a tiny little path over there. That's probably where the key is, over there on that corridor. Okay, that's fine. And obviously during long sessions, I'll probably be taking advantage of those ad breaks occasionally to get up and do a thing or two. Because that would just be smarter. Apparently fruit yogurt's just really effective. Noted. What? It's an item covered in chocolate. Okay. It's just a cure drop. Just eat that. Just get that out of there. So apparently we can find random items covered in chocolate too. Okay, good to know. Okay, we are getting in closer to the amount of iron we need. Okay, that chest didn't come back this time. I was curious to see if it was going to keep coming back for some reason. It would have been very funny. There we go. His skill is now up to double everything else that's combined. Which is totally sane, safe, and reasonable behavior, yes. It will in no way backfire on me. Yeah, I think I just didn't go this way, and this is why we didn't find where the key was. Yeah, because it's probably past that switch over there. And since we're swinging with typeless damage right now, it doesn't matter if I'm hitting the dark slimes. Ah, that's a shortcut. Okay. Makes sense. It's good to know, by the way, that the trance gauge seems to be independent of which Terrennial you're using. So if you like the super form of any particular one of them, you just can switch to that instead of whichever one you're using at the time, as long as you're not ruining your elemental advantage too much that way. Okay, you know what? Let's give... Yeah, that's what I figured. Since they were blue, I was assuming they were like ice. There we go. Even though you would think they would be more like water in a sewer. I just kind of assumed that the specific coloration of blue was ice. Got a bunch of solvent. Always good. Can I afford any upgrades now? We definitely have plenty of solvent. We have a decent amount of money now, so I could fix the remaining iron issue. Depends on how much I think I don't know, the name was always there. I'm losing my damn mind today. So if the name's always been there, then why do they just refer to it as the Dark Sword? Why not use its name? I don't understand that. An elemental switch. This is a special kind of device. To turn it on and off, simply attack it with the opposite element. Do try to keep up and figure out which one's the opposites from the one that's currently displaying. Right now it's displaying the frost element. So the opposite element would be... Come on, keep up, simple human. Come on.
I'm on it.
There you go. You figured it out. Good job. Now it's become nighttime, so even if I wasn't already using Lucian, it would be a better idea to switch to him, probably, because he can generate energy now. Again, not that we're using it. Which, actually, that's a question, though. Okay, you do have access to Ursula as well. And that gives you fire missiles. Okay, I was curious about that. Whether they both could use that Terrennial or not. Obviously, they won't be able to use each other's starting Terrennials, because that would start to get a little weird. since they seem to be attached to the weapons for the most part. Or at the very least, Toasty's attached to the Night Gun, and I don't know if Nero's actually attached to the Dark Sword or not. The connection between these two hasn't really been made plain, other than the fact that they work together. Hey, another piece of steel. That'll be convenient. It's a pity I can't use select on this menu to switch characters. I have to go click down there. Yeah, still need 3 more steel for that one and 5 more for that one. Okay. That's what I wanted to take a look at. Because we definitely have enough solvent and enough lenses.
Get out of my way!
I suppose the easy way to switch would just be make sure to switch to whoever I was going to look at the menu for beforehand. Obviously, that only works when I do it at the right times. But you know, the idea is there. Okay, this is a dead end now. I figured down here was just for the key, but I wanted to check to make sure there wasn't any other paths out of here where there'd be like loot or something hidden. I suppose on average the fire element would probably be working well in here if I wanted to burn energy constantly, even more so than I do just by sprinting around. Now, and if anybody's wondering, I'm obviously going to split the VOD for the YouTube upload, because it would be a little bit weird having a completely separate thing be played at the start.
All right.
There we go. Thank you, convenient moonbeam. Rude. Was double checking that that chest didn't somehow reappear too, because we've had a couple occasions where they reappear, so I'm constantly on watch for that now, just in case we'll get any extra goodies. And this might be a case of me just completely misunderstanding something that happened and thinking the chest respawned, and just in a constant loop of gaslighting myself. It sadly would not be the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time. Okay, looks like their levels are starting to sync up a little bit more. So that's good. You used the red key. It's almost like you know how to use keys and keyholes. Look at you go. Okay, I got 5 points this time, so we'll go ahead and spend another point of spirit there then. Because we do spend a decent bit of it when we're sprinting around, and when we have to fight using one of the Terrennials, if we have to do a significant fight, we are going to want some energy. More so than just sitting there eating oranges constantly to have power. to... You know, I for some reason thought that hitting that switch was somehow gonna let me get across that gap, not open a completely separate bridge. I don't know why I thought that. Sometimes I can be silly that way. Piece of meat and a mushroom. Okay. Restores 40% of your life. Yep, definitely want to keep that on hand. Oh! The stealth fruit prevents enemies from noticing us for 60 seconds. Sure, I'll go ahead and munch that down. Behold, I have become transparent. Whoa, you can't see me, but you can feel this. Oh wow, I'm still invisible, huh? You know, I didn't expect the invisibility to stay after attacking something. Okay, why are you beeping at me? Is it because the weather's changing? Is that the beeping? I don't know why the alarm beeps happened, but they concerned me. Oh, is it because I'm in this menu that you won't let me switch? Yeah. So I figure in order to clear up some space, I may as well feed him the solar fruit so they at least get used for something. There we go. Yeah, because it's starting to rain in-game now. Which is really interesting how they actually have, like, humidity and everything shown up there, too. And wind speed, so you could probably predict what the weather's gonna turn into as you play. It would be doubly fascinating if it was actually, like, accurate to where you are. Which I don't think it is. The temperature's not too far off, but I don't think it has any way to read that, so... I think that's just a convenient coincidence. Because with the way this planet is, 80 degrees does seem reasonable. Now, I will say... What's mushroom do? Prevents your guard counter gauge from decreasing. For 30 seconds. Just go ahead and eat that. I'm never gonna end up using that. Mostly because I'm never gonna remember that I have it. I was gonna say, I'm probably gonna finish this dungeon, and then I might wrap up for the day. It depends on how long the rest of this dungeon takes. Because while I am having fun, I am getting tired. And since despite it being September, it is still quite warm out, resisting tired is not as easy.
All right.
I'm out of here.
Oh no, it's a trap. It's okay, they're stuck in here with me. Okay, you've got a fancy mace spin, good for you. I like how when they throw it at me, I can just bonk them on the head with their own mace. Or in this case, flail is probably more accurate. Go ahead, go for it. No, that one didn't bounce. Maybe it's a timing thing? Because I did have the timing kind of close. Might also be that he has to do the full speed he'd spin. But I didn't realize that was gonna break my guard. There we go. That really wasn't that bad. They can deal out a lot of damage if you just sit there and soak in the spin, but other than that, they're really not much of a threat. Okay, we got fart clouds now. Oh god. Well, I know what poison does in this game now, and I hate it. Where is my poison cure? There it is. Destroy poo gas on sight. That's what I've learned. Nope, I already knew nobody liked poo gas, but this cannot stand. Of course it'd be in the sewers. Why wouldn't it be? An elemental block. This is a unique kind of block. To destroy it, simply attack it with the opposite element from the one that's displayed on its emblem. This emblem depicts the frost element. Guess it's time to break out Ursula, huh?
I'm on fire now.
I wonder if that means that one of the other ones we saw we might have actually been able to break before then. And I just didn't realize it was opposites required for that. Because ordinarily when things are marked with a color, it's either opposites or the same, and I just assumed same. Which, that's on me. Assumption, you know, is assumption. We all know how that works. Healing item. I should have grabbed this first, but it's fine. Oh, these are probably like poison healing items. I'm just gonna get rid of these. Because whatever the consequence of that is, I probably don't want to deal with it. Meteorite. Neat. More solvent. Apparently, if we just waited till this part, we would have been able to get most of those upgrades really cheap. But then I wouldn't have the power I have. And thus, it might have taken longer to get around in here.
All right.
Get out of my way!
So where am I going? Like, this place is obviously a little bit more involved than the previous dungeon was. Considering I'm pretty sure by, like, where this corridor at the middle of the map is where the last S dungeon ended in terms of distance. Give or take, of course. There's a lot more twisting and turning in here, or I would say. Actually, while I have that menu open, how about we save? It's been a little bit. Considering, you know, like an hour of playtime had passed. It'd be rather awkward to die. Not that I expect to die, but how often do I actually expect to die? I see what needs to happen here. There needs to be an environment that would, like, raise the water level active for that bridge to come up. Which we do not have access to, but I'm willing to bet that we will more than likely gain a water terrestrial here. And that will gain us the ability to add water to areas, and then we will be able to do that. Glug glug. Convenient poison cure picked up. Okay, those just explode. Ah, okay. I thought maybe I don't get hurt by the explosion if I set it off. Because for some stupid reason I thought that was gonna be a thing that would happen. The fact that when the spike ball is just sitting on the ground I can be hurt, but it is kind of stupid. Like, what am I doing? Stubbing my toe on it? Don't answer that, because that's probably exactly what happened. Yep, it is a timing thing. Double-digit skill. No stamina, no vitality. Just hit it very hard. Matching the intelligence level there, really. Oh my god. Really just doing a great job suddenly, huh? If I keep playing like this, I might actually die. Oh wow, poison doesn't last very long. Oh, maybe it's distance-based, because I definitely didn't time that the same. And they do retract when they go to max range, so maybe it's pinging off of that and having him pull it back faster than he meant it to, and that's how he bonks himself in the head? I guess that would make some sense. That was mostly energy, not health. That's fine. Would have been better if it was more health, but it's okay. Another solvent. Wanted to make sure I didn't miss that one. Just use these up to get them out of my inventory. That's all you can afford to spend points on, so go for it. And back we go. I wonder if there's a difference in how much experience each one gets. Like whoever the lead character is gets more, etc. I assume not. Because the only reason I'm thinking Lucian is gaining levels slower is because he started the team up at a higher level. Because he was like 2 levels ahead of Aaron, I think, when they joined up, so the leveling rate makes sense. Is Aaron's now what? Level 10? Oh no, not even that. He's only level 8. God damn. I think they might actually be maintaining the gap between them then, which might be unfortunate in the future. I put my shield up mostly to make sure that it wouldn't like knock me off the platform, because that would have been annoying. There was a chest there, though. The loot. And of course it was a trap. For them. Aha! Both of you are full health, both of you are full health. And the only amount of energy missing is negligible, so we're not gonna worry about that. In we go! Oh, it's you two. Of course it's you two. You've come. We've been waiting. Where's Ernest and Kay? I'm afraid they're no longer here. We took them to Santa Cecilia station and placed them on a train. They'll be taken to the Baron's Tower laboratory. Laboratory? Metal Gear. Indeed. Stoker serves as the laboratory's director. Baron Stoker, the mad scientist. He's been rather preoccupied lately, you see. He's obsessed with figuring out new ways to customize his casket armor. Those solar guns you all use. He's very much like to study their inherent powers. And that's why those two are about to be experimented on. Not if I can help it. Well, you've certainly got a lot of spunk. Such a darling child. So we've got the Pose and Baron Stoker, huh? I'm a little surprised we were able to find these vampires so easily. Especially ones equipped with Tyrannial powered armor. I suppose this kid turned out to be useful after all. I haven't seen you before. Who are you? My name's Lucian, I'm a vampire hunter. You see, so you're the one who defeated Reimer. The one who stole away his Tyrannial, along with control of his portion of the Parasol. That was you? And yet your scent is similar to ours. It must be the dark power imbued within your body. The dark sword readied in your hand. Human, yet not human. And yet you're obviously no vampire either. Such a mysterious man. Fascinating indeed. Stoker will be delighted to study you most closely. What's going on, Lucian? It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is I defeat the twin-horned vampire, the Duke. And now, in order to achieve that goal, I'm gonna purify your souls, just like Reimer's. You dare stand in our way? Dare to interfere with the utopia he envisioned? I know not who you are, but our bond is unbreakable. My wind armor can deflect any bullet, and my earth armor blocks any blade. We will protect the future of this planet. I hope you're prepared. So that's their gimmick, is one can only be hurt by guns and one can only be hurt by swords. Makes sense. I'm going to assume the purple one is wind, even though green would make as much sense for wind or earth.
That won't work.
Okay. I thought she was going to come in and kick me again. Oh, they share a health bar. Let's see if fire works better on them. Yep, fire works better. Or by a little bit. Yes, yes. Kick, 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 kick. Bang, bang. That's what I think of that. I was about to say the same to you. This is a very silly fight so far. And these two somehow took two experienced hunters. And they even have the advantage of being in the dark right now. And yet somehow they're barely managing to put up a serious fight here. The only reason this fight's still going is because I'm only fighting the one who can only be hurt by the gun, and our gunning just isn't as good as our sword. There we go.
Get out of my way!
Oh, you know what? Let's do something for fun here, shall we? Because we haven't seen this transform yet.
Draw a circle on the bottom screen to summon fire bombs.
That's not what I expected this to do.
Bad for me. Explosive roar.
Well, I know which form I'm not going to use much. Especially since he's, like, constantly staying above where the firebombs can go. Well, I hit him once. Like, the fact that they can just chill off the top of the screen where I can't even hit them with those makes that move kind of stupid. They've shattered it. Our unbreakable bond. We have but one last resort. Fusion? Join me, Ginny. Here goes, Eddie. I had a feeling that wasn't the end of it. Ooh, they do not like fire, though. Oh, wow, that hurts a lot. Okay, they're an actual threat now. Noted. I need to stop fucking around, then. When they charge that move up, I just need to make sure to get out of the way. Ah, they have multiple moves they can charge up for. Okay. Oh, come on. And they're immune while they're charging. Oh, wow, those bullets hurt a lot, too. This suddenly took a turn for them hitting, like, trucks. And I don't care for it. Then again, they also take a lot more damage in this form. So... And I don't mean as in having more durability, I mean as in each hit deals a lot more damage to them. There we go. That wasn't so bad. I just had to heal a couple times because they ripped my health bar apart. That's fine, though, because that meant I actually use up my inventory. You've bested us. In spite of our fusion, gun and sword, sun and dark, your bodies and minds are entirely separate, and yet your strength. Yes, we clearly worked so well as a team where I used the gun for like 5 seconds and stabbed you a lot. We did it, Lucian. I never thought I'd need any help from a brat like you. But still, I'll do whatever it takes to bring that monster down. The twin-horned vampire, the Duke. What on earth happened between the two of you? Is it somehow related to the dark power you bear? What do you care? Doesn't matter now. It's not like I can just go back and change the past. Enough talk. I've got to purify these bodies with the sunflower up in satellite orbit.
Laplace, come forth.
Now comes the actual dangerous part. Because I'm sure we're gonna have to deal with another boss fight up here, too. Might even be Schrodinger again, which would be unsurprising and mildly upsetting. Looks like it's the same flight scene again, so I'm just not gonna worry about switching the screens for this. But when it comes time to actually blast them, I will go ahead and switch the scenes so that you guys get to see that cutscene better.
Wow, this thing is awesome.
You can be pretty annoying, you know? But this is just too awesome. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Come on, Lucian, let's go for a spin. You don't actually expect us to take you along, do you? Of course. There's no way I'm just gonna sit here while you blast off in that thing. Nero. Right. We can just leave the brat out in space. Just ditch him. Yep, same lines. I mean, we may as well go for it. I don't think there's anything I can do to help this. So, off we go. Can he at least do something useful up here, or is he just gonna be here? Oh, we can actually use different perennials. Okay. What does that do for me? Ah, touch enemy to fire precision-guided dark shots. Touch an enemy to fire wide-ranging flame bombs. Touch an enemy to fire rapid-fire soul shots. The flame bombs seem like a good idea. Or maybe they aren't a good idea right now. For boss fights, the bombs might be a better idea because I presume that they'll do more damage. But I do like that the Perennials actually have a purpose here, and they give you different weapons. Because I was kind of worried that this was going to get very samey. I'm getting a little better at this, so it's not as big an issue. But it's still problematic. I don't know why I flew over for the energy. We weren't lacking in energy. Rude. Mini boss time, I presume? No, not quite. 'Cause I assume this is gonna be laid out much the same as the last one. Fight a bunch of regular ships, and then eventually a mini boss will show up. Okay, these are taking extra hits because they're a different element. Okay, this is getting a little crazy here now, game. Come on. These bombs seem kind of hilariously inefficient, if I'm honest. They almost denied me that heal, which would have been really upsetting. Yeah, I do need to remember that I can hold the fire button down. Or in this case, hold our tap on the screen. Fighter incoming. It's green, huh? I don't know if I have anything that would have an advantage here, so let's try the rapid fire. That seems to be working, so I'll go with it. Oh no, he's gonna punch me. It is draining my energy way faster to use the rapid fire as one would expect. There we go. That was actually pretty helpful to have the option to switch shots. And it looks like we might be running straight off into the final bit here. They're gonna send more ships? They're gonna send more ships. Like, they space out the health and energy just right, that if you're doing decently, you shouldn't have any issues. So honestly, as long as you're just using basic Nero shots, it doesn't seem like you need any other energy drops or anything. Yep, it's you again. Mobile Fighter Laplace. You dare trespass before me again? Preposterous. I admit I may have performed a bit below standard the last time we met, but this time the Schrodinger has undergone a full tune-up and knows no equal. Well, it's hard to know an equal when you're down there, I guess. We can't afford to lose any more Tyrannials. Prepare to face the fury of the heavy Schrodinger, the most powerful craft in all existence. You said that about the last one, too. I'll blast you to bits and send you to the ether. Sure thing. Yeah, I figured you were gonna be going for missiles immediately. Yeah, with our higher firepower, we seem to be doing a lot better in these sequences. So I guess the first one's just really rough because you have no tools to use, which makes sense. Combine that with not being used to the control scheme, and it would be problematic for sure. There we go. Easy. Yeah, you died faster this time. I really think you might have wanted to have a talk with your mechanic about that tune-up. All-powerful heavy Schrodinger defeated. Just wait until next time. I'll send you and your little ship straight to the grave. You know, now that would have been right about the time to shoot them in their engines and watch them spiral off into the asteroid belt. But that was nice and smooth, at least. Hey guys, like two peas in a pod now, huh? I've been watching you two from above. You make quite a combination. I know. How about I call you guys the Two Stooges? You do realize at the rate you're connected with us, you'd end up being the third one, right? All right. My lips are sealed from now on. Anyway, the Purifex is good to go. Feel free to dock whenever you're ready. Hey, what's with those looks? You know how much trouble I have to go through for you? A pure virgin heart mercilessly stabbed. Oh, don't be that way. What, so this is my fault? Oh yeah, I forgot to switch the screens. There we go, that should work. This way you get to see the whole satellite sequence in its full glory.
That's it! Here it comes! Energy level 150%. Ready? Purific cannon, fire!
This really seems excessive for just a little coffin, huh? Also, I just realized they jammed both of them in the same coffin. I guess it's efficient that way, though. Gunslinger Aaron, wielder of the solar gun. You didn't do much, but I'm mad at you anyway. Vampire Hunter Lucian, wielder of the dark sword. Could you be the Solar Knight, light warrior of lore? Could you be the Lunar Knight, Dark Warrior of Legend? Title drop. Utopia built by vampires. It was within our grasp. Why? Why did you have to show up now of all times? I'm sorry, Ginny. I wasn't able to protect you. It's alright, Eddie. As long as we're together. And they're together forever as dust. I'm Alexander, the guardian that governs over wind. I'm Tove, The guardian that governs over Earth. You have purified a part of this planet's consciousness. Its power. Power that had been usurped by the vampires. Thanks to your purification of the pose, we were able to revert to our original forms. The vampires are using the power of us Terrennials in a bid to rule this planet. But the casket armor they used to dispel the sun's light, and the parasol they used to manipulate and change the environment, these were not originally created by the vampires. There's a group of emissaries from space who are lending their power to the vampires. They're known as the Immortals. Are these Immortals enemies of our planet? Not even we have the power to know that, yet. The truth awaits you at the end of your quest. We too must know the truth. So we will grant you our powers. You've obtained the power of the Wind Terrennial Alexander. You've unlocked the Parasol's humid continental climate. You've obtained the power of the Earth's Terrennial Tove. You've obtained the Parasol's tropical rainforest climate. I presume the rainforest is probably how you raise the water level in that one place. Save the game, flip the screens back. Chapter 4, A Reason to Fight. I'll probably run through the whatever plot happens here. Oh no, we didn't get immediately plot dumped. Santa Cecilia Station. Okay, we'll do a little bit of inventory management then, and then we'll wrap.
Hello.
Ah, it's you again. I heard you've bested the Viscount and his sister. With their defeat, 2 more Terrennials have been freed. Alexander the Terrennial of Wind and Tove the Terrennial of Earth. This of course means that 2 more climates have been made available to us. Tropical Rainforest and the Humid Continental. Whenever you want to change the Parasol's climate, just let me know. That reminds me. I'd recommend the Tropical Rainforest climate myself. I detest the cold.
What would you like? Yes, sir.
Which weapon would you like me to enhance?
I still can't quite afford the iron on that. I don't know enough steel for either of these, but we have money.
How can I help you? Yes, sir.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Goodbye.
Let's go buy some iron and steel, shall we?
Hey there. What do you want?
Alternatively, what I could do here at the end today is rush through ending things because there is an ad coming soon. But I'm pretty sure there's enough snooze time on an ad that I can just snooze it as I give you my ending spiel, and we'll be able to get out without y'all getting stuck with an ad at the end. I'm just doing this bookkeeping because I'm invariably going to forget at the start of next session since it'll probably be next week.
What would you like? Yes, sir.
Which weapon would you like me to enhance?
Alternatively, I'm going to do this and then forget that I did this next week instead.
Done. It's complete.
There we go. So now all 3 of them are upgraded once again. If I just go buy a bunch of iron and 2 solvent, I could upgrade the sword again. But the sword is still stronger than the other weapons, so I feel like that's not fair.
Help you.
I would be
Goodbye.
arguably better served by doing it the other way around. But yeah, that will do it for now. I'm going to put a redundant save state down just in case things somehow go wrong with our in-game saves, because that has happened before. And that will do it. Let me go quickly find us somewhere to go. And we will pack up for the day. Skip schedule for the week is, as I mentioned at the beginning of the day, we will probably have a collab with Moth tomorrow to play a couple new games I picked up. Well, that we both picked up, obviously, considering she would have it to play it. For the most part, at least. And then Thursday is going to be a late stream to do a Gunfire collab. Snooze the ad. Okay, that buys me a few minutes. That's what I was afraid of, but that should be enough time. Yeah, that's Tuesday and Thursday taken care of. There will potentially be another collab Friday. I still need to talk to Zeno and decide if what, when, blah, for that. Saturday will probably be another Lethal Company lobby, since I'm pretty sure we are still down one. So that's how that's gonna play out. And then we roll back to this on next Monday. That's basically what the schedule is gonna look like. It seems like the ad experiment has worked out without being disastrous, so fingers crossed that that continues to hold true and I don't have to change anything. As much as I still don't like the idea of running so many ads. Like, it's not even that many ads, it's a few ads an hour. It's not really a ton, but I'm still in the camp of I wish I didn't have to run any at all. But we all know that that's impossible, so not gonna keep harping on that. Yeah, I think that just covers everything I've got at the moment, so where to go? I had one for a moment there and I lost them. I'm trying to find them again because this list is kind of long. Or they've inconveniently ended. Well, that's a shame. Quick refresh check to make sure that people are still where they were. And see if anybody new appeared. Huh, that's an interesting choice. But we will not be going over there because they're in the middle of the game and I don't know enough about that one. Let me just quickly check to make sure they're not about to end and we'll head over there. That will do just fine. Okay, they're on a be right back screen right now. I don't know how long they've been gone, and I don't know how much longer they will be gone. It's looking like they just went on a BRB minutes ago. So my choices are either I wait for that, and I bank on that changing soon, and I just like stall until then, or I pick somebody else. Tell you what, if they come back before I pick somebody else, we'll go there. If they don't, well then they don't. It's that simple. No. I mean, maybe. Where are you at? And okay, you only just started. So no. Oh, there we go. She's back now, so we'll get that raid sent. So, thank you all for taking the time to be here. We already talked schedule, so I'm not going to go back over that again. We'll go see Zwarheart, who on Blue Sky, she's been very, very nice and very supportive. So I figure it's worth rewarding being supportive. Haven't interacted with them super much on Twitch itself, but like I said, every interaction on Blue Sky has been positive. So we'll send some support that way. And I will see you all tomorrow, one way or the other. Good night, everybody.